Hello, everyone. Sorry, a bit late tonight. Um, Once again, um, g'day, Steve. How you doing? Uh, Once again, YouTube have done their normal shit and not sent out notifications to people. Um, they talk about um, partner programs and what you need to do for them, but they don't seem to do anything for you. So tonight, I'm just going to start off a little bit different. I'm going to put the link straight up. If we get around to trivia, we shall. I'm going to put the link straight up. Anybody wants to come on is more than welcome. First thing I'm going to talk about is disgusting behaviour of tourists. And the clip actually comes from Fabulous, Pattaya, Fabulous 103 FM Pattaya. Just a quick clip of a pathetic person thinking that they're in another country. G'day, Andy. G'day, Lieutenant. How you doing? You've been in hospital, mate. That's no good. I was in hospital on Saturday, but the thing is I was just visiting to pick up the wife. But anyhow, that's the only thing I like to do about them, just visit. But yeah, I'm going to play this clip. I'll just getting it ready. This is, like I say, this is a bit different to what I normally do, and that's because stuff hasn't gone out. YouTube have failed once again. Failed people. Yeah, we might be smaller channels, but they don't give a shit. So I don't give a shit about them. So tonight we're just going to start off with whatever and end up wherever we end up. But this clip, when I saw this, disgusting behaviour, and we do see it by people coming to our respective countries, our adopted countries, that think they're in a different country, the laws don't apply to them. But anyhow, here we go. Share screen. We'll put it on. Put it on large screen. We'll hit go.
From Pattaya and Thailand, by the Fabulous Pattaya Media Group. Please like and subscribe. It helps us and it helps you too. It's going to be another week before the Royal Thai Police release details of the investigation into money laundering that saw the Chief and Deputy Chief of Police removed from their positions amid claims of their involvement, as the team still work to collect statements and evidence, so both remain without portfolio. Bangkokians are wondering how long it will be, if at all, before children are sent home for safety reasons due to the intense heat. With temperatures of 44 degrees touted, they look toward the Philippines, where children have already seen schools closed, with most public school classrooms in Thailand not having any form of air conditioning. The heat is even greater in them, as they see upwards of 30 pupils sweltering in high temperatures. The Industry Ministry has suspended the transport of toxic cadmium waste until safety issues that have occurred during transfer are resolved. It seems that as the trucks rolled into Tak Province yesterday, the line on a hoist crane snapped as it lifted sacks of the dangerous waste. That waste was being returned there from around the capital and our own area after the much heated issue of unsafe and unlicensed storage, and saw the Industry Permanent Secretary ordering the immediate suspension of waste shipments until a proper policy and procedure report is issued to ensure worker safety.
I must say, if they're worried about the cadmium and a line on a crane snaps, I'd be worrying about health and safety of everything else. Yeah, that's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek type thing, isn't it? Anyhow, we'll get to the good one soon.
Safety. Closely guarded truck convoys were on the roads from Monday, with all sacks double-bagged for safety. When a Chinese kingpin in a scam operation fled toward the Cambodian border, along with 3 of his cohorts, Thai police were waiting. A tip-off, along with immigration entry records, led them to the Sakau area, and all were taken into custody. Police in China will be pleased too, as after he's dealt with here, there's the small matter of an arrest warrant there, along with an Interpol red notice regarding 200 million bahts worth of online scams in his home country. And police in Krabi are seeking a British tourist or expert who was caught on camera slapping a Phuket taxi driver after a row over money. "Give me my effing money," was his line, as the errant 31-year-old Brit took a ride to his hotel, paid, and then believed that he'd given 1,000 baht instead of the 100 baht he'd actually handed over. That led to a row, and armed with his half-empty beer bottle, he proceeded to rent. The cabbie, armed with his in-car video clip, went to the police, as the Brit reportedly packed his bags in a hurry and fled.
Give me my money now. Give me money now. Give me my money. Give me money. Give me money.
Hey, you pay 100 baht.
No, I didn't. I know on my mum's life I didn't. Give me money. Show me what I paid you with. Show me what you paid you with. Show me what I paid you with. Show me.
No.
You're gonna get a on. You're lucky you've got a little slap. You're
Meanwhile at home, and as the heat keeps many in their homes with air conditioning, those driving are having a hard time on the Sukhumvit, as that remains more or less a car park between Glang and Nuwa. Roadworks, diversions, and the tunnel partial closure has seen many sick for 40 minutes in the short journey.
Yes, isn't it? It seems to be interesting, not picking on any one specific group, that the British seem to be very bad travellers. I think that tourist, and he will be caught up with, I can just about assure you of that, because when he goes to his hotel, they will take a copy of his passport and bingo, they will know exactly where he is and he'll be picked up, and he won't like the way he'll be spoken to. And it's a shame that people like that, and there's Australians too, don't worry about, and Americans, that think that they're in a different place and people are below them, because when they change their money, they can see the value in another country. So they just treat people like shit, which is unacceptable in any country. I'm sure if I walked up to him and did the same thing, he wouldn't like it very much. And yet, when he goes to Thailand and he thinks he's superior, where actually that just showed that he's not superior, he's actually a lowlife. G'day, South, welcome along. But yeah, once we talk about, global warming and electric cars and all that kind of stuff, traffic in Thailand never ceases to amaze me. I think there's more petrol burnt sitting still with air cons going. But they talk about the global warming. Yes, Thailand, Southeast Asia would say global warming. Here, it's colder than it is normally. Welcome along, Tony. Buick Adelaide. G'day, mate.
Hey, Johnny. Yeah, good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, mate. I can hear you fine.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah, like you said, the young fella gave. He even said, "You're lucky I only gave you a slap, but that'll cost you, won't it? Badly."
Yes, because when he goes to the hotel, they'll ask him for his passport, and they take a copy of it, and that
Yeah.
gets sent to immigration and whatever. And if the police just put out a thing around the hotel saying, we want to know where this bloke's kind of staying,
Yeah.
within an hour or two, they'll be talking to him.
Yeah, and I've noticed lately. I mean, I only joined the Facebook group Pattaya News. I think it was only probably 6 months ago. Not a week goes by where foreigners. There was one in a Swiss guy who kicked, and he didn't have to do it. He kicked, I think, two Thai doctors. He didn't know they were doctors, of course. I was just watching the sunset, the moonlight, and they were just sitting outside of his property, but having to be on the steps. He kicked them. He even filmed his own demise. The fool, he filmed it, and he's copping it there. What about? But the worst one, all right. And there was another one a couple of days ago with the Russian who cut away his bike that had been locked up, I think, by the police on the side of the road. He went back the other day and with bolt cutters, and that got him into trouble. They arrested him as well.
Yeah.
But the worst one is the two New Zealanders who literally pulled a gun on the copper. They stole his gun. They bashed him for good measure. I mean, they're really going to have a couple of years for sure, won't they? I don't know. You'd probably know better, but
I think what Australia or New Zealand will probably intervene to a certain extent, and they'll just say, well, we'll give you a care package every month, and you do your time, but when you get back to New Zealand, you'll face charges there too. And that's what a lot of people
yeah, that was a terrible one because someone filmed it. If it wasn't filmed, I suppose that's what gets the whole country up in arms. Well, just like the Swiss bloke who kicked the back of the doctor. If that wasn't filmed, like they say, it still becomes an offence, but it's not. It doesn't get the whole country up in arms baying for his blood. That deport him, you know. I bet you those two New Zealand lads would love to just be deported if that's the most they can face. But no way. That what they did. I mean, in any country, even the European one, you'll be a couple of years locked up for that. Pulling a gun on a cop, bashing him for good measure as well. All because he wanted to pull him over because they were literally dragging the motorbikes down past the police station. So
the whole part about it is, you know, they carry on like our country, New Zealand. Oh, you know, there's prisons are overcrowded. The prisons in Southeast Asia, they're never overcrowded because they just keep on throwing people in, and you know, you find somewhere to sleep. That's your problem, not theirs.
Yeah, there's like 20 people standing waiting for the other 30 to wake up, and then they go take their turn on a concrete floor, and vice versa is what I heard. But
well, Thailand, the cell is a big cell, and there's usually at least the minimum of about 30 people, all end to end sleeping on the floor. You know, and the lucky ones have got a bit of cardboard. Yeah, and maybe a blanket or a light sheet or something. You know, that's it.
Yeah, similar to Philippines is what I heard.
Yes. Well, actually,
any news from our old mate Meaty? He's disappeared a bit.
Well, the whole part about it, I've been trying to get onto him for the last couple of weeks, and I've left him quite a few, you know, calls and that and messages.
He's probably having a break.
Well, he might be, but it's not normal that he doesn't get back to me. So I kind of said, well, if you're dead, you know, get the spirits to contact.
Yeah, let us know.
Not that I'd like that happen.
No, God forbid. He's a character. How are you, Meaty? If you're listening, just in case we miss you. When are we going to do a live stream meeting? But anyway.
Yeah. Well, here's my old mate, Andy. Andy Bangkok.
All right, listen, Johnny. Good to hear you. I'll be listening in the background. I've just got to go and do a few things, but I'll be listening in the background. Cheerio.
No worries, Tony. No worries, mate. Take care.
See you, Johnny.
That sounded like Craig.
Craig.
Like Bob the Builder.
Yeah, I no, Tony doesn't sound like Craig, but I'm sure Craig would be very, very happy that he's been confused with somebody with some brains.
I thought the energy level was up there.
Oh no, Tony is a hell of a nice bloke, and his normal handle is Buick Adelaide because he bought an old Buick and restored it and all that kind of thing, and you know, so the old car type thing. But yeah, Steve, the bloke was lucky that he wasn't the usual solid bloke, and like most of them that take usually have a machete. That's something that a lot of them don't realise. They usually have a machete stashed away somewhere for fools and non-payers. Oh, Andy's dropped out. Oh well, not to worry, not to worry. So what other interesting stuff can we find? I dare say there's interesting stuff to find all over the place. I haven't done this for quite a while. Done just a rip around the news and a few articles here and there. Let's see what's going on in right. What am I doing? All right, stop sharing that. Just a quick look what's going on in Laos. If we find something interesting, their economic growth is below 2019 levels, which is the way things have been going there. That's surprising. The amount of people that are fleeing. Oh no, hang on, Laos. Got me. Yeah, Laos. I was getting them mixed up with Myanmar. Laos still a bit of a poorer country, but it ticks over pretty good. Their government's obviously worried about air pollution due to all the fires. Now, here's an interesting one. Oh, we'll just have a bit of a look at this. Yes, let's have a look at this one, just for the hell of it. Something to talk about anyway, if nothing else. Laotian Times. What to know about real estate tycoon sentenced to death in Vietnam's largest fraud case. Oh, well, it's a bit small for you to read, so I'll read it out. Hanoi, a Vietnamese real estate tycoon, was sentenced to death on Thursday in the country's biggest ever financial fraud case, a shocking development in an intensifying anti-corruption drive in the Southeast Asian nation. The fraud amounted in US dollars, 12.5 billion. Now, that's not small change. That isn't small change. That is not small change at all. And a bit of background on her, she was born in 1956 and started helping her mother sell cosmetics. Her mother was a Chinese businesswoman. Oh, yeah, selling cosmetics. Ding dong, Avon calling. Yeah, so basically, she's the foreigners and the richer people is what they targeted. She was involved in a 2011 merger. A joint bank merger, and other lenders and coordinator Vietnam Central Bank. She's accused of using the bank as a cash cow, controlling between 2012 and 2022 using ghost companies. There you go. Yeah, go and see your bank manager if you want some good financial advice, eh? Yeah. Why is it in all these news things and all that? You know, it's all death and corruption and scummy shit. And right, here's the Burmese Times. Around 80 women and children killed. Yeah, wonderful. Now that's the one of the groups against the military junta, and that's their collection of hardware. Because Myanmar, in realism, the corruption, the whole lot in Myanmar has been going on that long. It's ridiculous. And we in the Western world hear about Russia and we hear about Palestine, and we hear about all that those conflicts. And this has been going on, and even worse. You could just about put it alongside of the Khmer Rouge, and yet all the g'day Jazzy, how you going, mate? All the so-called wonderful people in the world that are, you know, Team America, World Police, and all the rest of it. They want nothing to do with it because they can't see their financial gain out of it. Well, they didn't do their homework, because there's a good amount of gold and God knows what in there, that's what the junta get hold of, and it goes off to China. Yeah, which is a bit of a shame. Bit of a shame. But that's just the way things go. But yeah. I don't think I've got the Khmer Times on speed dial, South. I'll have a look for it. There we go. Here we go. We'll have a bit of a look at the Khmer. The Khmer Times, just for the hell of it. What have they got going on? Well, as we saw earlier on with the Thai, talking about school hours and things like that, Cambodia reduces school hours due to the heat. Phnom Penh to get its own pub street by the end of the year. To boost city nightlife operations. Well, obviously they're chasing the tourists. Maybe the wrong type of tourists, but anyhow. There's a bit of stuff going on about a military base blast being deliberate. Well, I don't think it'd be accidental. More than 17 tons of frozen meat and spoiled fruit destroyed. 17 tons. Yep. Expired. Okay. Maybe the price was too high on it and people couldn't afford to buy it, so they burnt it all. That's okay, Andy. Here's a Mr. Perrin. Hello, Steve. How are we doing?
Hello, Johnny. I'm doing well. But look, you hit the extreme. Why wasn't it? Why have you not pinned it at the top? Okay, hold on. Let me just mute myself. You just heard that. You just got a good hello.
Hello, Minter. How are you? They are in the Western world. In the Western world, there's a big thing about men killing women and all that kind of stuff. Well, here's one. Khmer. 16-month sentence, that's all. A woman who beat her husband to death. Yes, interesting. Now, well, this is kind of interesting. With a stick. Her and her husband have been married for 29 years, had 6 children, and since 2012, her husband had become jealous. Jealous of what? Yeah, she said she didn't intend to kill him, but just give him a bit of a touch up. But yeah. Well, the reason her thing was rather short. She'd already spent 14 months in prison, and she was the caregiver for the kids, so that's why they let her out. or going to let her out earlier. Here we go. Man arrested after murder of a mentally retarded woman. Here's an arson murder. 10-year sentence for a husband and wife who beheaded people. A husband arrested after murder of a wife. Geez, I tell you what, South, it sounds like a good place to be. Yeah. Lock up your daughters, lock up your wife, and lock up yourself. Yeah. Yeah, actually, very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I've never seen that before, Johnny. It is an interesting one.
Well, you know, look, I'm doing.
It's a good question. It's a good question for sales. I mean, I've been to Cambodia half a dozen times. Not really travelled too much. I've gone from the south to Saigon. No, that's not. That's Vietnam, isn't it?
Mhm.
Phnom Penh. I loved it. I loved it. But I always thought it was more dangerous than Thailand. I wonder if South thinks the same.
I think, well, put it this way. When I went over there, it was bloody dangerous. But the thing was, it wasn't too bad though. But Sihanoukville was oh mate, it's just stress free. You know, a little village, not like it is now.
Yeah.
The Chinese have ruined that. That was, you know, that was a place you dreamed about. You know, the little spot where, you know, you could sit down on a hammock and have a beer and just totally unwind and not worry about anything.
Yeah,
not anymore.
I couldn't agree more, Johnny. It was so good. I mean, it might even have been South that did a stream of Sihanoukville. I couldn't believe how much it changed. When I went there 20 years ago, there were maybe 3 bars there, three places to go in the main city. You know, you could go out. I think there was a lake you could go out to, and maybe that was more interesting. We were doing visa runs, so we stayed in Sihanoukville. Well, we stayed in the first border town, then went to Sihanoukville, then Phnom Penh, and we did that half a dozen times, and had absolutely great times. Love Phnom Penh. If anybody's not been there, if you get near the river, just like being in France, it's like being on the banks of the Seine. So beautiful, great bars. Loved the place, but I always felt it was a bit more dangerous than Thailand. But me and my buddy, we considered moving there. We had such a good time. We sort of thought, hey, we could live here. It's so good.
Well, you know, like, you know, that's the thing. You know, if you're looking for something, you know, you will stumble across it, but in that moment of what would you call it? Peace and glory or whatever, you seem to forget about the important things of hospitals, doctors, transport. Holidaying's always different to living in a place because, you know, you've got your ongoing costs. Yeah, some of that's a lot cheaper, but your mind has to change because most people go for 2 weeks, but, you know, a lot of people go for a month or a little bit longer. But, you know, you've got a budget and you blow it G'day, Dave. Welcome along. G'day, Will. Welcome. You blow your budget and you don't care. But when you're living there, you start to really look at your pricing, or that shop there is charging tourist price and that one over there is charging local price. Or, one street back type of thing. I think that's the big thing. Yeah. South, yeah. There's a lot of refugee kids in Cambodia, that's right, came back from the Khmer Rouge. Which is another thing. That when the world was full of Team America, World Police, fuck yeah, they said, fuck off. We just had our ass kicked everywhere else we went. So, but Cambodia, they're, as far as something should have been done about that, like I say, Myanmar now. But no, they're not considered high enough. We can't rip off oil out of there and this out of that and, do all the... And that's where the corruption comes into that part of it. And those poor people deserve better than that. And for the West to just turn their back like they don't exist is actually criminal. And while all this crap's going on that we all see on our television, so one country calling another one a criminal because of this, because of that, they're all bloody criminals because they got blinders on. They don't see what's really going on. They only see what they want to see.
And Johnny, that's why the mainstream media is so guilty in this, because they will highlight something that's going on in a particular part of the world. Ukraine, Gaza, whatever. But there's about another 100 battles going on all over the world that they totally ignore.
Yeah, but
nobody knows anything about it. It's only the people that are involved with it. I mean, I hope Stephen doesn't mind, but Stephen Clark knows a lot about what's going on in Manama. He's disgusted by it. But
like
I guarantee if you asked 100 people in England, are you worried about what's happening in Manama? Over 90 of that 100, 90% would say, what Manama? Well, where's that?
Yeah, but hang on. If you say, Myanmar, they'd say, I don't even know where that is. If you say Burma, they say, oh, yeah, I can remember Burma. That's somewhere, wherever. But they won't know nothing.
Yeah.
Because it was only when the junta came in that they changed the name from Burma to Myanmar.
Yep. Anyway, let's not downtrodden. Let's talk about good things.
Well, I thought that was a good thing, awareness.
No, I was just thinking today about first visits to Thailand. And when I first came here, I knew nothing about it, and I had no idea what Andy, when he first came here, he's 20 years before me, and the smells and the sexiness of the place, and it was fantastic. I would suggest now somebody like Spoon knows more about Thailand than I did after a year visiting here. And there is quite a nice feeling to be sort of an innocent abroad, where you don't know what's happening and the smells are ridiculous. You don't look. I don't think I was ever scammed seriously. I maybe lost. I think the worst I ever did was pay a bar bill twice. I think, and I could be wrong then, but I'm sure I turned around and.
How do you pay a bar bill twice? Did did you walk out and then come back?
Well, no, but I think I paid it. And look, I could be totally wrong. I think I paid it and then thought, oh, fuck. You know, about another 4 pints later, I thought, I haven't paid a bill. How much is my bill? And I think they turned around and said, oh, okay, you want to pay again? That is about the worst that ever happened to me.
Oh, well, that's...
But it was all exciting.
No quiz tonight, Jazzy. You know, the thing is, all right, you talk about the experiences and the smells and all those kind of things that were all new to you.
Mm.
Tell us about your first experience going to the drive-in.
The drive-in?
Yeah.
Drive-in?
Drive-in movie theatre.
We don't get those in the UK. Never been to one. No idea.
They've closed them. They've closed most of them down in Australia. That's why there's a decline of population.
No, I loved. I've seen it on all the old American movies. I love the idea, but maybe it's because of the weather or whatever. But I think they tried it in a place called Leicester.
G'day, Raider. Welcome.
Hi, Raider. I think they tried it in Leicester, but look, I'd have to Google it. Maybe there were half a dozen. None of them were near me.
We had
never been. Love the idea. I mean, any Americans here? Are they still going to America? Is it still a thing? I mean, it sounds a great idea.
Well,
Go
we've
to
got
the movie where you could, because let's face it.
You know,
when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, you would take your girlfriend to the movies because it was dark and you could mess around a bit in the back row.
Oh yeah,
it was all part of it.
Kissing in
and
the
if you could sit in your own car and do it
on a Saturday night with you.
Yeah.
Rolling Jaffas down the aisle. we had
Johnny, you used to take a girl to a movie because, you know, if you're a 15, 16-year-old kid, you haven't got anywhere that's warm that you can get. Well, I mean, today you can because everybody lets their children get away with fucking murder. But in my day, you couldn't do that. Well, you possibly. Look, I don't know what road I'm going down here, Johnny, but movie theaters were a good place to canoodle. That's a good old-fashioned word. Andy would understand. You can canoodle in the back row.
Righto. What was the first movie you ever remember watching at the movie theatre?
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
My dad was really great at taking me to movies.
Oh, well, mine wasn't, but anyhow.
No, Mum was brilliant. No, he was really good. It was either. Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember what was the first one. I'd have to go back and Google when they came out. But Hard Day's Night is very fresh in my mind. It was a James Bond movie after Dr. No. From Russia with Love. From Russia with Love.
Oh, so you went on the James Bond thing.
Yeah. Well, no, I can't remember which one was first. I tell you how I know. It shows how cheap the theatre was then, or the movies were then. We went to see a movie called 633 Squadron. Really boring music, a really boring movie, but had great music. And we watched 633 Squadron for about 30 minutes. And my dad turned around to me and said, I'm bored. Should we go somewhere else? We went and watched Hard Day's Night. So I guarantee you, 633 Squadron and Hard Day's Night right at the same time.
Well, the thing is, the first James Bond movie was Dr. No. And then I think it was From Russia with Love.
Yep.
Yeah, there was
Goldfinger.
there, Goldfinger.
Yep. Goldfinger.
But
I love From Russia with Love.
well, the
Actually,
one.
I don't think I saw. I think I was too young to see Dr. No. I mean, I've seen it, but only later. I think From Russia with Love was the first James Bond movie I saw in the cinema.
Yeah, I think that happens right up. But yeah, the thing is,
Oh,
I'd never been.
Low radar, yeah.
I'd never been to a movie, drive-in or movie theatre. Because, like I say, we lived out on the farm and all the rest of it. Until I started working, and a brother-in-law at the time, he was a projectionist, and he said, well, he was working where I was, showing movies that through that week, and in the town I was working in, and he said, come over and just tell the lady at the ticket office, who you are, and I'll tee it up. The first movie I saw in a movie theatre or drive-in or anything like that was a classic movie. And because of, like I say, the brother-in-law, they just sent me around the back end of the thing and a joint, and I just crawled into a seat and watched it, and it was Last Tango in Paris. I've never forgotten
Wow,
it.
that was quite late.
Oh yeah,
late
but
in my movie career.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was the first movie I'd saw in a cinema or anything like that.
Wow.
And I've never forgotten it. It was one of those movies that was a really an eye-opener, one might say.
I've never, Johnny, I've heard lots about it. I've actually never seen it. It's the Marlon Brando one, isn't it?
Yes, I never thought of Butter the same after that.
I confess, I've never seen it. I've seen trailers and clips, but I've never seen the movie.
Oh, believe me, watch it. Yeah, it's a bit all over the place, but it's interesting. Yeah.
Did you ever? And that is before your time as well. Did you ever see The Exorcist, the original Exorcist with Linda Blair?
Yes.
Did you see that movie? You saw it in the drive? Okay.
Saw that in the drive-in.
That was in England. They had Christians outside of the movie theatres handing out leaflets saying, if you're scared by this movie, or it worries you, troubles you, whatever, dial this number and what have you. It was a real big thing in the UK.
Oh, the head spinning around thing.
I thought it was a total joke. I mean, I can't. I mean, there's some horror movies I sort of that's a bit nasty, where they're sort of torturing people and whatever. But The Exorcist, I thought it was really funny. My wife to be, because we were just courting then, my wife to be had nightmares for about a year afterwards about The Exorcist.
Well, I watched that, and the spinning head, I was kind of watching it a bit, and I went, this is a bit corny, and the head started spinning around and all that, and I just thought, this has gone stupid now.
Yeah.
But the one,
I mean, it was still a good. It was still a good movie. I enjoyed it, but to say I wasn't scared by it in the slightest, and yeah, spinning head, projectile vomit. I
Yeah.
thought it was just. I honestly, I didn't laugh because I was. Everybody's going. You can hear the breath it's going, and then people are going. But I didn't think it was scary at all. I mean, there's another one, Hills of the Dead or something, where people are, it's the traditional 5 students locked in a log cabin. Something. What's it called? Day of the Dead, Day of the Evil Dead, something like that. And even now, I thought the guy that wrote this or directed this is so funny because one part of it, somebody's been mutilated. There's blood coming out of every part of them. And the camera pans down to a sort of a drain, a furrow leading into a drain. And you can see the blood from the latest victim go down this furrow into the drain.
oh,
And halfway through there, packet of Band-Aid. Do you know Band-Aid?
yeah.
Packet of Band-Aid floats by. And this guy is brilliant.
Well, I would have had sanitary napkins floating down and say it's a bad day.
Exactly. It was funny. Look, somebody can tell me, what was the most famous Hills of the Dead? I think they made one after. It's a traditional movie. 5 students in a log cabin, and they get killed one by one. Oh, shit. Very famous at the time. The Hills Are Alive? Could be The Hills Are Alive. I don't know. Something like that.
The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music.
That'd be a quiz for next week, Johnny.
The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music. A bloody cabin full of kids. That's not a horror movie. Oh, well, Julie Andrews singing was a horror, but anyhow. Blair Witch Project, I don't know.
No, it wasn't. No, it's about 20 years before that, South.
We used to have at the drive-ins here in the summertime, obviously not in the winter because it's pissing down with rain, but they'd have Dusk to Daylight, showing all the movies. That was fun.
Okay.
In the earlier days, my mode of transport was a motorbike, but and they'd form the humps up for the car so that the front stuck up so you could see the screen better and all that kind of shit.
Wow.
And you just take a blow up Lilo, and when you put the bike on the side stand, you turn the wheel and you kind of blow the Lilo up a little bit, and you can just kind of kick back and go, well, shit, yeah, this is good.
You could take your motorbike into a drive-in movie.
Yeah. You park beside the speaker and turn it on.
I'm going to go up one now. Because look, I'm envious of that. Sounds like a lovely way to spend your youth. Did you ever have Saturday morning cinema in?
We didn't. The cinema was 2 towns over. Well, actually, from where I lived at the time, 3 towns over.
Right.
But
and how far is the first town from the third town?
Oh, it was all. Everything was about 12 mile.
So
to make it easy for an Englishman, from where I lived to one town, it was 12 miles. To the next one, it was 12, and the other one after that was about 12.
So we're guessing what, 36?
3 12s. Yeah. That's 36 miles. Yeah.
Oh, that's 36.
Yeah.
But we used to have. I mean, look, it doesn't compare with your driving movies. But when I was a kid, and I was under 8 because I left London when I was 8. And Dad would drop you off at the cinema, and you'd go and sit with hundreds of other kids and watch great kids movies, cliffhanger movies, you know, where you had to come next week to see why, and it literally was, you know, a guy hanging off a cliff. He looks like he's going to die. You had to go back next week and watch it.
Yeah.
But we had one horrible experience where, for some reason, there was panic in the place. I don't know if it was a fire or what, but we all escaped about an hour or 3 before your dad was supposed to come and pick you up. So there's all these kids wandering around Lewisham in England.
Yeah.
My dad said, "No, you're not going there again, son." And bear in mind, you know, the children before 8, children don't even go outside of the house. You know, when I was a kid at 8 years old, no, much younger than that. I guess I was 6 or 7. You know, your dad dropped you off. You go to the cinema on your own, and it was great, Johnny. It was pure luxury.
Actually, that was something. The cinemas and the drive-ins around here, with the exception of one, but they still used to get their movies and that through a worldwide network. They were all owned by Village Roadshow.
All right, I don't know.
Well, you look at
we had two major cinemas in the UK. One was the Odeon, the other one was the ABC.
Oh, like if you go to Melbourne, there was plenty of, you know, like independents, but they still got their movies and stuff like that through the network. But the drive-ins here were village drive-ins. When you went to a couple of the smaller places, but once again, the brother-in-law, he said, "I can get you a job if you want to do the shuttle run." And I said, "What's the shuttle run?" He said, "Well, there's a case." He says, "You can strap that on the back of your motorbike. You take that to wherever you're told to take it to. It'll either be 40 mile away or 12 mile away. But every drive-in you visited twice per night, because like
right.
if one would be showing the A reel, and the other one would be showing a support film, and the copies of the film, you know, around there was 4 drive-ins, and the thing is, you'd be shuttling once the A film finished on a mob that's playing the the support film first. They would then get the A film for the main film. Then you'd take the A film for the support to another one, and stuff would be going backwards and forwards and around in bloody circles.
Right.
So, you know, you'd be doing at least minimum 4 trips a night.
I got you. And do you remember? It's probably technology had increased by the time you started. But do you remember when it all went wrong, and the projector would break down, and everybody would start moaning? That was quite regular for the projector to have a problem and break down. John, I think we're getting. I think we're too old for our chat.
Oh no,
They're having
not
a
really.
conversation on our own.
The thing is, the not all the projectors were lamp. Some of them were carbon arc rod.
Right.
And if the carbon arc rod got down too far, or the projectionist half fell asleep and wound it too close to the arc rod and burnt the celluloid. But the one thing I do know is when they were winding the film onto the reels, because when they got it, it was always asked about face, so they had to wind it back onto a reel to play it. But when they were doing that, they'd get to a certain stage and they'd put a coin in on the film and roll it up, so that the coin would drop onto the floor and wake them up, so they knew when to get ready to switch reels and all that kind of shit. Yeah. And like I say, the other one, there was a brother-in-law at the time was a projectionist. Can you hold the fort while I go to little boy's room for a tick?
No, I can't, Johnny. Hold on, mate.
Oh, well, a bit of dead air for a little bit.
Hold it in. Hold it in. Okay. Sorry, all. Just got invaded by the Rugrat. Well, movies. We done the Saturday morning show. I lost my train of thought. It'll come back. Have another drink. All I'd say, like, it is, I mean, nostalgia ain't what it used to be. But I'm so happy look, I'd rather not be dying in the next 20 years. Rather not. But I'm so happy I was born when I was born. Compared to what I've seen people go through, the youth of today go through, where they're scared to go outside. Most of us as kids were never inside. And is it our fault? Have we not taken care of the next generation enough? We've let these educators, the liberal educators, come in and scare everybody. Because let's face it, I mean, occasionally horrible things happen to children. I mean, we've got a horrible thing happen in the UK yesterday or the day before, where some lunatic killed a 14-year-old schoolboy with a samurai sword in the middle of the day. Absolutely horrendous. But it happens all the time in the UK. I mean, we've got knife crime, and I guess it happens all over Europe. It's not just UK. And it probably happened when I was a kid. But because the media wasn't so on the ball or covering everything, and people didn't have mobile phones and Christ knows what, or CCTV cameras, it probably would happen just as much, but nobody noticed, nobody saw it. I don't know. It's a tricky one to know whether life has got worse. I would guess, if you look at the statistics, only guessing here, pure supposition, but I would guess it's probably exactly the same amount of people get killed by lunatics as they did 40, 50 years ago. The only difference is now we all see the videos, we all see what happens. The media cover it more. Probably just as dangerous when I was a kid as it is for kids now. And as Johnny said with these, the Karma News the other day, most murders are family murders. They're husbands killing wives, wives killing husbands. It's actually very rare for something like that happened in the UK a couple of days ago, where a lunatic kills you, or a lunatic kidnaps you, or takes you away. It happens, of course it does, but it's very rare. Christ, the chat's gone dead. I'll tell a joke. I'll tell Andy's joke, because you put it on the stream the other day. It is a good one. I heard it before, but it's still a good joke. Husband is staying in a hotel with his wife. He calls down to reception and he says, look, I've had a big argument with my wife, and she's threatening to jump out of the window when we're on the 10th floor. And the receptionist said, well, look, so this is a domestic issue. It really has got nothing to do with us. If you want us to phone the police or the ambulance service or whatever, then we can do that, but we can't really intervene in the domestic issue. And she said, no, it's not that at all. It says that she's threatening to jump out the window, but for the life of me, I can't get the window open. Can you send up maintenance?
I've heard that one, Steve. I've heard that one.
You heard it because Andy posted it on online about a week, 3 days ago.
I heard it before that. But anyhow, it doesn't matter. Now, whilst I was just, taking the weight off the brain, I remembered something that did pop up in the news this week. And, as we know, countries do stupid things. Politicians are renowned for being stupid, selfish, and all the rest of it. The Philippines. They do a bit of it as well as a lot of other countries. They put stuff out there, in other words, raise it up the flagpole, see if it floats. And if it floats okay and there's not too much backlash, then they bring it into, tuition. Well, basically, bring it into the Constitution, the new one in the Constitution that they're proposing is if a foreigner marries a Filipino, they are responsible for, and they were saying, $200 US per month to the family as support. Means mother, father, sister, brother, all that. They were talking about bringing that into the Constitution. So I dare say for a lot of people, I think they'd be looking at saying, like bloody hell, I'm not anybody else's social security, especially when you're talking about brothers, sisters, and God knows what, and hangers on. We're out of there. But if you don't get married, that's fine. But
Right.
But I couldn't believe my ears when I was seeing it, and it was actually in print. I'll see if I can find it.
No, I tell you what it is, John. It's exactly what you said at the start, where you say what they do is they leak the story. And then they see how many people fight back against it. Very common. I don't think that, look, it might happen, but...
It was something, because it was a bloke that I actually trust to a certain extent, as far as like he's been living there for quite a while, and he he's got his fingers on the pulse of what's going on. I'm just having a little bit of a look at it. See if I can find something real quick. But yeah, I thought to myself, geez, that's the way to kill a country's, because most people, do give a little bit of support. Yeah, you've always got your cheap Charlies or whatever, but majority of families are, exactly that, families, and their belief, right throughout Asia, the children of the superannuation policy, really. But yeah, it was interesting when that kind of went across the thing out, and I thought, geez, there'll be a lot of people that we see YouTubing, buddy, running for cover. That is for sure. I know other countries have put out stupid stuff, and it's affected their tourism and all that kind of stuff.
Can't really add to it, John. I agree with you. Don't really know what to say. It's a tricky one.
Well, to actually, legislate, conditions and all of that kind of stuff. Well, you've obviously that would affect marriages within the country only, but that really limits, a lot of, well, put it this way, a lot of people choose a marriage to get out of poverty or whatever, or to have what they see as a better life. But to start legislating stuff as a government, that's really taking the
but over about thousands. So that's what governments do all the time now.
Well,
And that's why you and I, independent people that will just, just leave me alone. I'll make my own way in life. Don't need any babysitting. Don't need anybody to help me or whatever. I'll look, if I ever get in hard times, I might use you for a week or two. But I don't want government. I don't want anybody telling me what to do. But they have more and more power about everything.
only really because people let them instead of bringing them to task.
Yeah, I think you went for a P when I said exactly the same, Johnny. I tend to blame myself. I mean, when I was a student, we did have demonstrations and whatever, and England has been through really shitty times. The unions were destroyed by Thatcher. You go back to the 50s, 60s in England, and you only did one man. One man's wage was enough to keep a wife and 2 children. Now, nowhere near that.
Yeah, well, they call it.
I'm not talking about a doctor or whatever. Yeah, but one man, just a normal worker, 40 hours a week, doing a semi-skilled or a skilled job, more than enough to keep his wife at home, taking care of a couple of children. No. Even when I was a young kid earning small money, I could still do it. My wife didn't start working until the children grew up. I do feel for the kids here because I nothing to do with me. I haven't voted these cunts in because they're all the same. But it was so much. I'm not saying it was easier. As I've said here before, many nights we had egg and chips for our evening meal because we didn't have enough money for other stuff. But I was 19, 20 years old. It is horrible for these kids, and they've got no hope for the future. They're looking and thinking, fuck, I'm going to be 40 before I afford a mortgage. There's going to be a 25 or 30-year-old mortgage. I'm going to be paying this fucking house off till I'm 70. I can understand why they're angry. Sorry, Johnny, I'm ranting. I do apologise, but I do understand it. That's all.
Yeah, you're right. We always, well, it was always called a livable wage, which meant the wife stayed home if they wanted to or whatever, but predominantly the wife stayed home, looked after the kids, looked after the house. The man went to work, and so the wife was the mother, she was the cook, she was the cleaner, she was the accountant, the laundry lady, the whole deal. And realistically, that was tradition. Lieutenant, yeah, well. There's a lot of people do that, but the whole thing about it is to actually legislate it into something is where people actually have that in their face. If you sign here, it's worse than a hire purchase agreement. Yeah. But anyhow, I just thought I just remembered that one. I thought that was interesting. Because I know over the years of when we're really getting into it as far as different countries in Southeast Asia, some of the stupid things their governments had come up with, where they were trying to so-called look after their people, where the governments and the higher-ranking officials are the ones that are caught when they finally caught up with, are doing the exploitation. But to put something into writing to actually say, well, if you're a foreigner and you get to that stage in life that you want one of our citizens, you're paying. Ridiculous. Thailand had the Sinsod, which is realistically just a symbolic thing nowadays. But you go back a lot of years ago, it was fair income, and it was about reimbursement of the parents for bringing the child up and educating them and stuff like that. Not necessarily signing on for the rest of your bloody life.
Christ, Nescav is really going into it.
Well, yeah, he's right. The thing is, like the inflation in the last couple of years in Australia, is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. On a salary, here basically, if you have $100, you've paid $30 of that in income tax, which leaves you $70. You go to the service station and put $70 worth of fuel in the car. $40 of that 70 is actually taxes, tariffs, and then on top of all those existing taxes and tariffs, then you pay a GST, which is a get stuff tax, which virtually works out to $40 of the 70 is tax. Now, mind you, that's the government. So out of your $70, out of your $100, you've actually got $40 that you can call your own. Because the government's just...
Yeah, I saw your maths problem there. It's very true. I think in the UK you can work out that after you're taxed and you're taxed on everything you buy, you get something like I can't remember the figure, but over 80% of your money is taxed.
Yeah, Lieutenant, that is correct. The whole thing about it, like I say, with inflation and all the rest of it, taxes and that, what the real buying power of your money is, that's right. Most of the time, two people need you need a two-person income to run a medial house, especially with children. And who do you blame for that? Multinationals and governments. Simple as that.
Nesco, I sort of agree. I think, hold on, I've been invaded again. I'll have to mute myself a minute.
But, the thing is, things have changed. And admittedly, costs have gone up, but they're manipulated costs. If we really look at it, a lot of it's manipulated because it's controlled by multinationals. and the government's got their finger in everywhere along the line. They're the ones that can actually do a lot about it, but they don't, because the other ones getting the kickbacks too. And it's not only this country; it's just about every bloody one of them. And that's why a lot of people do kind of head to not only the southeastern countries, Portugal, Spain, Ecuador, all those kind of places, because they've got value for their money. And that's kind of goes back to that the English bloke with the tuk-tuk driver or whatever. He thought he was powerful because the British pound's turning over pretty good at the moment, as far as the Thai baht. But realistically, he's very lucky to walk away. Very lucky, because normally if one tuk-tuk driver's getting abused, the taxi drivers and whoever else is around all will usually come to their aid very quickly. But anyhow, let's not bog down on it. But I think that, since the disease we had to have, with, as we know, the rising of pricing and all of those kind of things, attitudes, were like prior to the disease we had to have, there was more money in the pocket of the average person than there is now. I'm not saying it was all manipulated. I'm not saying it's not. It wasn't either. But we've got to the stage where we've accepted things that normally we wouldn't accept. I'm just reading the chat. Oh, Steve's talking about the cancel flat. My old man's a dustman. He wears a dustman's cap. He awards God blow me trousers, and we live in a cancel flat. What's wrong with that? At least it was, I can remember that song. At least the bloke was working. There's no shame in a cancel flat. Yeah, $5,000 to buy it and $2 million now. You wouldn't mind having about 20 or 30 of them, would you? But, I really think that's better than people that think they're better than everybody else, classes above, when in actual fact they're prodigy of refugees that obviously weren't so refugee-ish. They did pretty well for themselves until they produced her. And she couldn't even hold a job down. Spends her time on government workers' compensation payments.
I've lost the thread, Johnny. What are we on now?
I was just singing that song. You know, my old man's a dustman. He wears a dustman's hat.
Wears a dustman's hat. He wears gold blimey trousers, and he lives in a council flat.
Yeah, because I saw that what you put up. You know, council flat in Somerset or whatever, 5,000, which sells for 2 million now. And I just
I get Lieutenant Nescapi's point, but it hasn't gone up that much.
But you know, it just made me think of a fellow that went to England, you know, prodigy, I suppose, you know, because I'd blown in the sheets if they're going to have a little girl like that. But anyhow, the thing is, where's the link? Way up to buggery, because I forgot to pin it, Stephen. But I'll put it up again. How's that? Just for you. I should really do that, shouldn't I?
You should have pinned it. I thought it was only Andy that didn't know how to bloody pin the link at the top of the stream.
Well, don't forget when I first started off this stream, I didn't.
You were angry.
Yes, I was pissed off, and not only was I pissed off, I was in two minds if I'd run it any longer than about 10 minutes to say, well, whoever's turned up, thanks, and go stuff yourself YouTube, stick it right up your clacker. Because I've had a guts full of YouTube. I really, really have. You know, they get on to you and say, join the partner program and, you know, we'll show you how to do this and do that. Well, hang on. You can show me how to do anything you want, but if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're half the bargain. What the effing hell's good at any of it?
Johnny, I got no idea. Does it cost any money to join it? Partner program?
No.
Money?
No,
Do you have to be in StreamYards or?
No, it's just a part of the YouTube partner program. You know, it takes you slightly up a little bit, and then you can monetize if you want. You can do monetization. You can do lots of stuff, of which obviously they take 30% of everything you make, and all, you know, whatever. I'm not interested in a lot of that, but the whole part about it was, I'm sick of them not monetizing, or not sending out notifications and shit like that. You know, I bent over a little bit for them, and they went, oh, this is really, really good. And they started, oh, let's do this and let's do that. Well, I haven't even responded to any of that, but because I'm not really that interested in that one. But their response
maybe that's the problem, Johnny. Maybe they expected you to come back and say, yes, get down on your knees and say, okay, what do you want me to do, boss? You didn't do that, so they, oh, fuck you, Johnny. We're not sending any more.
That's why I say fuck them. You know, I'm lucky. I've got some very, very good loyal subscribers. But sometimes, you know, people are busy. If they don't get a notification, you know, that's fine. You might be running for half an hour or so before anybody kind of realise, oh, shit, they're on. Or what day is it, you know? Because don't forget, we go across the globe. So, you know, it's Wednesday here. It's Tuesday somewhere else. And it's in Western Australia, it's Thursday.
But Johnny, like, this won't make you feel any better whatsoever. But I watch really popular streams, you know, with thousands of viewers.
Yeah.
Suddenly, they will stop being notified to me.
Yep.
And I won't even realise they've not made the video until I think, oh,
what happened?
I haven't seen anything from this guy for a for a couple of months. Let's see if he's. I find his channel, and he's produced maybe 20 videos that I haven't been notified of.
Mm.
So don't take it personally. It's not you. They do it to everybody.
I know. That's where instead of them dictating to anybody or everybody, they should be bending over and saying, look, we're sorry, we're not keeping up our part of the bargain.
Yeah.
And if everybody just
they're so powerful, they're so popular. They and they're part of the woke generation. You've got AI following your stream.
Well,
AI is following everybody's stream.
Well-
If you come on and start talking, I bet you could start a channel, a liberal, woke channel, say all the right stuff, and I guarantee YouTube would promote it to the stars.
oh yeah,
Exactly.
and you know what? This little black duck's not going to do that, because either that. How's this for something? I get a pet ferret and we go walking around the park, and I call it Cancer. Not
Okay.
and I call it Cancer. So I'm taking me Cancer for a walk. Please donate to poor me. How's that?
It could work. I don't know. Anyway, Stephen.
Well, that's
Very,
better
very
than
quiet.
having a melanoma and calling it,
Did
You
like
look
my photo?
really, you
you
look
like the
really
photo?
happy, mate.
Did you like the photo I sent you?
Lovely.
Do you know what that was? I was sitting in the dentist. I'll get you
I don't know. Look, this comes from my heart.
You went to the
Really,
dentist.
Yeah.
Stephen Clark is much more handsome in real life than he is on TV.
There'll be a little check in the mail for you, Stephen. Go with it.
Yeah, but hang on. I've seen that.
Right?
You've been in the pub for 3 parts of the day, and then you've met up at night, Steve. Anything looks good.
Yeah. No, I was at the dentist and they had this little barcode thing. What do you call it? This little weird thing.
QR
What's that?
code.
QR code, that's the one. So I clicked on it. It goes to it says take a picture of yourself and we'll show you what your new teeth will look like. So I fucking took a photo, mate. It was fucking excellent. Just so many snappers were all fucking straight. And so I thought I'd share it with you guys. Did it look swell?
I thought to be
Hey, you see, Stephen, look, I got that with your. I didn't understand. I didn't even look at your teeth.
Oh, that's
Didn't
not
notice.
nice.
No, I just didn't know. I genuinely don't judge people by how they look. Doesn't interest me at all. And it's not me being being a Martin Luther King whatsoever. I just never judge people by what they look like. Doesn't bother me.
Oh,
And
I can't
I'm going to go back into it.
talking to ugly cunts. I really can't handle talking to ugly cunts. I just fucking walk off.
Well,
I'm going to go back into the photo you sent me and have a look at your teeth. But I honestly didn't even notice.
yeah, it was a Lee Harvey Oswald production.
Yeah.
Stephen, you're the fucking same, mate. You don't judge people by how they look.
No.
You and Johnny both like the Stephen tattooed guy, Liverpool Scouser.
Yeah.
Stephen, what do
did
you
he
want me to
look-
say?
what did he
Stephen,
look
what
like?
do you want me to say to you, you ugly cunt?
Oh yeah, that's okay. Now, what I'm saying is, you don't judge people by what they look like,
No,
or
I don't.
you judge people by the strength of the character,
Yeah.
not
I
by
do.
the color of the skin or whatever. And it genuinely comes naturally to me. I'm not making it up. I don't judge anybody by what they look like.
I don't give a fuck about anybody's colour, mate. Everybody's the same to me. I've never been prejudiced to anybody.
You haven't
But
got
I mean,
this.
look, just for the chat.
Here's Megan.
Oh,
Here's Megan.
Stephen.
Yeah.
G'day,
Stephen.
Megan.
And,
How you going?
Hi, Megan. Stephen and Johnny have both met a friend of mine in Pat here called, he's another Steve, Scouser. He had more tattoo faces than
Yeah.
you believe, more than Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
He's a decent guy. And
He
he
was
got
okay.
on very well with both Stephen and Johnny.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the guy died about 3 months ago. But
What happened to him, Steve? What
no,
happened
you
to him?
don't judge people, Stephen.
What happened to him?
Drinking too much. That's all.
Well, I didn't think he drank that much because he got drunk pretty quick.
Yeah, nah.
He was all right, Steve. I didn't mind him.
He was okay.
Yeah, he was a good guy. What I seen him in.
No, it doesn't matter if he's a good guy, but Stephen, you didn't judge him.
No, not really.
You were more than happy to have a chat with him. You didn't judge him by what he looked like. You just more than happy to have a chat. Get on with him.
Yeah.
So you remember that? You remember that?
For this stream.
You remember that, Steve? When
What? Oh, you're talking about-
when we kind of met up, and I said, "Hey, Steve," and he kind of looked, and I said, "Yeah, you have all the writing on your head, Steve. How you going?" And he went, "Oh, who the fuck's him? I must have met him before. He'd never met me before in his life."
I do that. I do that all the time. Oh,
Yeah.
Hi. Thinking, good God, where did I meet Clark? Is that Clarky? And I'm the type of person that unless I know, oh my God, it's Clarky, I'm not willing to approach, because how many times have you done it where you thought it was Clarky or Johnny or Parent, and you get close and you go, oh shit, it's not. And you have to sort of detour off like,
Megan, go into a city where you don't know anybody and walk up to somebody and say, "Oh, g'day, mate. How you going? I haven't seen you for a bloody yonk. How's your mum and dad going?" And you just general conversation. And they'll spill you the guts. They'll tell you everything you want to know.
My grandmother,
you can walk
Johnny,
away and say, "What was their name?"
my grandmother used to, love to go on bus trips and whatnot in Sydney. You could sit on a bench at a bus stop with her, having never met her in your life, and within 10 minutes of meeting you, you've told her your life story, your mother's life story, your father's life story, and then the bus she's waiting for comes, she gets on, you never see her again, but it felt like you knew her for 20
was your grandmother Forrest Gump?
No, but it was that type of conversation.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
Actually, Johnny, when I was in Santa Monica, I got to go to Bubba Gump's restaurant on Santa Monica Pier, and look what I found. Hang on, where did I put it?
You got to turn your camera on, Megan. You got to turn your camera on.
Yeah, give me a second.
Otherwise
I'm in my pajamas. I just woke up.
Ooh.
Oh, hang on. They're not sexy pajamas, so it don't matter.
I don't.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
And if Clarky likes them, they're all right. I don't know if you can see this because of the light, but this is a.
Oh, they got little sheep sleeping, a little sheep on them.
Come closer.
They're unicorns, Jeannie. It's the box of chocolates from Forrest Gump.
Okay. Yeah, very good.
There are no chocolates in there because it was 2 years ago and they were great chocolates. But it's the Bubba Gump's chocolates.
The box is definitely worth keeping, Megan.
Absolutely. I use it for scrapbooking actually.
You could put that beside your lightsaber sword.
My lightsaber sword.
Yeah.
Lightsabers and swords are two different things. You realise this? Sorry.
Oh well, that's stupid. That's stupid Star Wars crap that you got in bloody in the US. I know that's a bit derogative, but
I'm
anyway.
going to be really nice and restrain myself from telling Johnny to f off. Oh wait, no.
You could have got a fluorescent. You could have got a fluorescent tube and waved that around.
How do you know?
I got some shit from America.
Johnny, I love you, but I don't need to know what you do in your bedroom at night, okay? I just
No,
don't.
That's go down the chemist, Megan, and ask them for those glow-in-the-dark condoms.
I'm allergic. I'm severely allergic to latex, so I'll let Clarky or Parent do that for you. No, I'm not kidding. I actually, if I touch
I'm going to shut up
do
for a
that.
bit, Megan. How's that?
No, Megan, I got something stupid from America. Whatever turned you on, mate. I spent $1,500 on the most useless thing, but I enjoyed it. I bought a battleship, a plastic one. It was fucking 6 foot long.
You know,
the Yamato. I floated I did a convention over in Florida. I said 6 people over there, would you believe? So pick this up for me. He's going, what fucking what? Look at the size of it. Because it was 6 foot. It was actually the boxer that was 7 foot. He said, next time you want a fridge or something while I'm at it? You know, he's going off his fucking brain. I ended up getting it back, but yeah, whatever turns you on, I suppose.
Did it have "Made in China" written on it?
Thank you, Johnny. I was about to.
God, it was fucking
no,
big.
I got the lightsaber. I got the lightsaber in the States, Clarky, and nearly Delta Airlines nearly lost it on the way home, and I would have been absolutely furious if.
Well, can we have a look at your lightsaber, Megan?
We can, Mr. Clark, because I like you, Johnny. Siam can go to heck. I need to. It doesn't light up at the moment, but this is the custom built.
Oh, that's a wonderful piece of. It's a. Hey, look at the end of it. It is a fluoro tube.
Johnny, please tuck your sarcasm in.
I'll shut up, man.
Bullshit detector is on. But yeah.
Fantastic.
That's
Jeez,
why
can I ask Megan a quick question? Because
parent.
Don't into it. I love that you love Star Wars, but do you love the later Star Wars as much?
Depends.
How about the Mandalorian? Mandalorian?
3/4 of those shelves are covered with Baby Yoda, aka Grogu.
Oh, wow.
Hang on, parent. Let me answer your. Whoops. Do I love the Mandalorian? Just a bit. But
I mean, why would anybody have a super series like Star Wars and then try and piss off all your audience?
It's money, Steve. It's just money, mate. It's money.
I will say one company name to you, Mr. Perrin, and then go and wash my mouth out with soap. It's because it's owned by Disney. It is now owned by Disney. George
Yeah. Okay, you don't. I understand. Let's between you and me, Megan. Let's just say the fuck D. That will cover it. So if ever you need to say it again.
There is a very distinct, to my eye, because I watched Star Wars. I was 6 months. No, I wasn't. I was 3 months old when the first Star Wars came out. Actually, came out on my best friend's first birthday. There is a distinct lack of what made Star Wars since Disney bought Lucasfilm. I will leave it there, because this weekend is the high holy day for Star Wars, May 4th and Revenge of the 5th. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
I remember years ago, Megan, I watched the first Star Wars, and fuck, I had my car out there and jumped in my car. Fuck, I drove it fast. I was two wheels around the corner.
You're breaking records, Mr. Clark.
Yeah, I was really going for it. Yeah, but what Steve said before, the latest, look, they're okay. I mean,
look,
they're still in the gap. But I've watched the first Star Wars just recently, and its technology would actually benefit, I think, to rehash that one and make it the special effects a bit better, because you can see when he's shooting the gun and that, it's all, you know.
Yeah, and that's why I love the original. I love it's a hot take amongst Star Wars fans, Clarky, that I like the Phantom Menace, because one of my favorite characters is Darth Maul, and I have his dual-bladed saber handmade.
I've watched a lot of them. Well, Steve, we talk about it a bit. Watched
Citizen Dan,
on that Mandalorian stuff, and I watched it. That wasn't bad, you know. The special effects are terrific in them, but I mean, you got CGI now. You didn't have CGI back in the Star Wars days. The first Star Wars.
I love the prequels, which not many do, but that's the thing, and that's why they're so good. And I think I kind of disagree with you about a remake of the first three, because it was so. It's like somebody said, "Oh, I love my favorite movie," or one of them is Jaws.
Look, can I tell you another story?
Yeah, go on,
I
Clark.
watched that when I was a kid, right? I haven't had a bath or a shower since.
I thought I could smell you, Clarky, from here, but I didn't want to say anything.
No,
I didn't want to call
I didn't mean remake the movies, Megan. I mean update them, like you know, some of the scenes use special effects better and make them clearer and digitalize them, few of them, and do that sort of stuff. And I think the movies as well are good because you couldn't replace the actors in it. The actors in the whole lot of it were fantastic.
Yeah, I think
leave the actors in there and then just you know the ships and stuff, improve them a little bit if they could, but maybe they can't. That'd be the way to go, I think.
Maybe, but I'm a purist, and I love that you can see that, you know, the wires with the a couple of scenes. You could, if you look closely in 2001, which is another one of my favorite movies, you can too. So it's like
2001. Did you like that?
I loved it. I've seen it 27 times. I absolutely loved it.
It didn't do it for me, that one. Sorry.
Yeah, but I love Kubrick. I've seen everything Kubrick's ever done at least 5 times. But to go to your original point, I think for someone who is a purist like I am for the original 3, to update it or clean it up will take away from what we love. Whereas the newer ones, I mean, I can see both sides, but the newer ones, like the prequels, so Phantom Menace and those ones, were complained about because they were so clean. But that was, you know, before the original 3. So, yeah, maybe. I don't know that I would watch them again if they were cleaned up because I love them as they are, but maybe. I don't know. I love them. I do love them, though.
Yeah, I did too. Oh, great! Fucking
I'm
Jaws.
disappointed.
I'd go to the tropics and so forth. So I wouldn't swim in the fucking water. Oh.
Well, I love Jaws so much that I saw it on TV in Sydney with my cousins, and I went straight to Coogee Beach and went for a swim.
Little story here, Megan. All right, I was in Fiji, and I went. I hired this guy to take us to a desert island right at the middle. So I got there and I said, "Is there any sharks in there?" Because I just watched Jaws, obviously. He said, no, sharks, don't have sharks here. So I jumped in the water. I had to get about fucking 9 mile out to fucking, because for it to drop. No, not that far, but. So I get down, I put my head in the little water and look around. There's a fucking shark, right? Oh, well, what am I, are you kidding? I was, you know, so I could catch a bus back to the fucking shore. So I started swimming off like, you know, like walking on water type of thing. And I looked back and it started to fucking do this sort of shit, you know. But, you know, I think it was only a reef, you know, the one with the white reef shark.
Yeah.
But no, you know, it gets between your legs and lose your crown jewel.
How are you, Debs?
So anyway, we get to another fucking island, right? I was like, right, that only happens once in your lifetime. So I fucking looking around the reef and poking around, and I looked up and there's a ship went past, you know, and with the props going, it was fantastic. Looked the other way, here's this fucking just as a big one just going past like that. Yeah. He wouldn't have got me because I did a squid. I fucking drowned the water and took off.
Yeah.
Then I was sitting on the fucking beach, right, after all this shit happened, and these little fish come swimming through me, you know, like this. Oh, this is fantastic, you know. Yeah, and then the fish got bigger and bigger. I fucking got out of the fucking water. It was the end of the big ones. Then that's what freaked me out, because it was a fucking sucker fish. You know, they suck onto the shark. 2 or 3 of them went past. I said, what do they suck onto? Fuck, exit stage right. Fucking Jesus, I walked on water. Get out of there. Fuck that.
Oh, so Clarky, we can legitimately call you Jesus now because you walked on water.
Nice. No, I don't like that. They should be sure. They should be eating a whole lot of them. No, they make fish and chips.
You ever noticed on every beach there's somebody selling fish and chips? And what's the fish? Shark.
Where's the fish come from? Let me
fish. Is normal fish in Australia is a piece of gummy shark.
We were at SeaWorld, right? And me and my mate had drunk. It was about 6 of us there. We were all fucking pissed. And up the top they had the sharks. They weren't little, well, pretty big. Swimming around the top. So my mate grabbed the fucking fin. He go, take a photo. Man eating shark. Thought it was pretty funny. He bit the fucking thing. Yeah, long time ago on a far off land.
Yeah.
I was standing on Coogee Beach and they were testing the shark alarms on Coogee Beach. Guess what the sound of the shark alarm was? I shit you not, boys.
Yeah.
It was the theme. It was the main theme to Jaws.
Oh, good.
Because I had it explained to me. When you hear a siren at the beach, you know there's a shark there, but you're not necessarily, you're like, oh, yeah, great, there's a shark. You hear the theme to Jaws, you know it's an F-off size shark, and you get the F out of the water. And it made perfect sense. But,
go on, sorry, Megan.
I'm sorry, I was just going to say, I actually met Bruce the Shark when I was at Universal Studios. Well, met because we did the studio tour, and you heard the music start, and he comes out of the water, and because of Bruce the Shark, I'm actually wanting to go cage diving off Johannesburg, South Africa, in the big shark cages. Yep. Yep.
In other words, they use the tourists as bait, Megan.
Particularly the Australians, I've heard, Johnny. They hear the accent and they're like, "Hey, we want the sharks to come." In you go, and the shark.
I'll go with you, Megan. I'll protect you. I'll jump into the cage with you, no problem. That shark will never find you. I'll put my self-defense shit everywhere. I'll fucking shit myself. Wouldn't be able to see it.
The sharks are thinking, how nice.
I'm like a squid when I see a shark.
The Australians have packed me lunch in a nice tin box. How nice.
Yeah. G'day, Ems. Welcome along.
Go shark diving. Yeah.
Blake belongs in a fucking fish and chip shop.
Anyway, boys.
I used to live by the sea, Megan, and we used to go fishing probably every night for snapper.
Right.
And my father used to go to a lot, and they get big ones, right? And all of a sudden you'd fishing away, and all of a sudden it'd go dead. There was a dead weight on it. They'd pull half the snapper would be missing. Yeah, that happened quite a few times. And the sharks I've seen out there, oh Jesus, they're fucking big. And I remember I used to help professional fishermen when I was a kid, and he dropped me in the water, like off Point Cook. Like it was about fucking. You probably fucking cunt probably did that too. It's about 2 kilometres fucking out, would you believe it? So I'm sitting there in the dark, holding the fucking net thing while he's going around and doing that shit. No fucking light, no nothing. I just watched Jaws. Once again, I did the ink one.
I don't
had watches on.
Clarky, I'm terrified of heights and I'm scared of flying. But watching Jaws, and I love sharks, but watching Jaws, then sitting in a boat or whatever, no light, in the dark, knowing there are sharks around me, yeah, okay, you got bigger balls than I have, son, but not by much.
Well,
Megan, I heard you said black guy, so I'm guessing you're thinking you're going to disappear. I'm just gonna drag you back.
Okay.
Into the conversation. So we understand you love Star Wars.
Yes.
What are your feelings on Star Trek?
I never got into Star Trek. I knew people who did, and
you haven't got a Princess Leia complex, have you, Megan?
No, and I could not wear the the metal bikini she did and got away with it. I never really got into it, Perrin. Johnny, if you want to wear one, knock yourself out.
Remember when Jabba the Hutt had her on the chain?
Yeah. When
gosh, she had a hot body.
It was Jabba the Hutt.
Not Jabba the Hutt. I'm talking about her.
I never got into Star Trek. I mean, I did.
DWP, welcome.
I did like Next Generation. Star Trek: The Next Generation, because it didn't have William Shatner. Shatner's overacting annoyed the hell out of me.
Have you? Great conversation, Debs. Sorry, not Debs. Megan. Have you seen William Shatner doing interviews currently? He's about 90 years old. He's 90 years old,
He
He's
is
old, that's
brilliant
He's
now.
as witty as the best comedians on TV.
Oh, he is
His
hilarious.
brain is fucking magic. I don't know. I understand what you're saying. In the original Star Trek.
Him, but I loved the
Sorry,
show.
I'm over talking you. Sorry, Megan.
No, I
Carry
loved
on.
him in the show Boston Legal, where he played Denny Crane. If you've ever seen him in Boston Legal, it is the funniest show. Yeah, when I couldn't stand young Shatner, but Perrin, I agree. Now he is just, as you said, 91. I think he's turning, or may have already.
Look, Megan.
Yeah, so sharp.
Megan, when you had Star Wars, not Star Wars, Star Trek.
Yep.
What was into opposition of it? What else could you watch? You could only watch Star Trek. There was nothing else available.
No,
to
there
watch.
wasn't. But see, I was watching it in reruns, Clarky. I was born in 76, so I only ever saw it in reruns. When I was younger, my favorite television show was the original Batman with Adam West.
Oh,
and that was my jam. I loved that.
I didn't like their tights and their undies on the outside.
No, looking back
it
at
was great.
but you talk about William Shatner being a great interviewee, which he is. Adam West was the same. He passed away a few years ago, but I've always loved Batman from the comics.
Yeah, well, the one that held that whole show together, Batman, was Alfred the Butler.
Yes,
and the one, as far as Star Wars goes, the one that gave that the grounding and the direction was Spock.
Spock was in Star Trek, sweetie, not Star Wars. Just FYI.
Oh, there was a pack of wankers in Star Wars that who gives a shit about?
Star in the name of it, Johnny. I understand your confusion, my friend. I love.
You know, I'm not away with the.
Not away with the stars. No, I did love Spock. I did love Leonard Nimoy to his dying day, and I loved
Megan.
He embraced the fans.
Is he dead, Megan?
Leonard Nimoy passed away in 2012.
2 years ago. Yeah.
2012.
Oh shit.
Yep.
No.
What, do you have a Vulcan funeral?
He did go into space with the astronauts on the International Space Station.
What's it called, Steve? That franchise. Yeah. What do you think of Captain America and all that sort of stuff? Megan?
I am not a Marvel fan. I have seen
Marvel.
some
That's
of
one Marvel.
I'm DC, so I'm Batman, Superman.
I used to, Megan, I used to love watching it, right? Until they had that aircraft carrier with the fucking jets on it. I thought, this is just going a little bit too far.
Yeah. Look,
So I stopped fucking.
I have friends that love the Avengers and those kinds of
Avengers,
movies.
yeah, that's one.
You do. You know, no shade on you. I'm Batman. I love the Tim Burton Batman movies from back in the 90s. The Christopher Nolan Batman movies I adored. I've seen 4 or 5 times each. But yeah, look, with franchises, I have my favorites. They're not always the one everybody loves. Whatever. As long as I love them and I can watch them, like I'll probably watch Deadpool again because a friend of mine is in it. He is the voice of Colossus and we share a birthday. He's 2 years younger than I am. You know, you like what, Clarky, my viewpoint is you like what you like. And if we like something and have it in common, we'll have a chat. If not, educate me, you know.
Well, Megan, what did you think of Skippy? What did you think of Skippy?
I loved that show back in the day. The original Skippy.
That was based on a real kangaroo, you know that?
Yeah, real kangaroo. Yeah, I'm led to believe that it was.
Yeah, but he had a few hands. He used
what are you saying that was John Siam? You saying that was fake? Don't start arguing on here, John. That was a real hand.
I've never seen a kangaroo pickpocket.
Well, that's like.
Okay,
I am going to. Listen, I'm going to show my age and say the original puppet Thunderbirds, Jerry Anderson's Thunderbirds.
Oh, the Thunderbirds.
That is one of my favourite shows, and I'm friends with
That once
Jerry
again was based on a documentary.
Yes.
Which is all
Yes.
true, the Thunderbirds. And
Yeah.
this bullshit with the strings, they weren't fucking strings, they were added in later.
But the thing is, the two
First of all,
main
that's
characters there were Parker and Brain.
And Lady Penelope. I am friends with Jerry Anderson's son, Jamie.
And Scott and Virgil.
Excuse me, gentlemen, without Jeff Tracy, without Mr. Tracy, father, you don't have international rescue. Mr. Tracy was my boy. I still love him.
Yeah, but
All
the
right,
thing is, Mr.
Megan,
Perrin,
Megan, we're
you're-
going to take a step backwards. Do you
Perrin-
remember what Jerry Anderson did before he did Thunderbirds?
Which one? He did Supercar.
Boys
he
to the bottom, boys to the bottom of
fuck,
the sea.
he did
you
Supercar.
don't look anywhere near old enough to remember that. Yeah, Supercar and Fireball XL5.
Oh, Fireball. That was
That's right, yeah, I remember that.
Perrin, I'm 48 and have the complete set of Jerry Anderson programs from Torching the Battery Boy to Lavender Castle, Terrorhawks.
Torching
and
the Battery
beyond.
Boy?
Bloody hell, man.
How do you listen to this?
Hang on, Perrin. Do not friggin' tell me I don't know my Jerry Anderson, and I'm good friends with
You're
his son.
Megan, you're 20 years younger than me. How the hell do you know all of this?
Because when I used to go visit my grandparents in Sydney, they would have Channel 9 used to have Thunderbirds on at 4:30 a.m. every morning. They still do. And I would sit up and watch Thunderbirds at 4 a.m. every
All right, here's a
morning
question
when I
for
was-
you. Megan, did you ever
Yep.
watch Mr. Squiggle?
Yes, of course I did. He's a,
Yeah, but hang on.
he's a
The whole
charming-
part about it, I'm
Wacky,
surprised the
wacky.
woke community hasn't taken the Thunderbirds down, because all those kids that were the Tracy children,
Mm.
they were child labour. That's slave labour that shouldn't
Yes,
happen.
they were.
Yeah.
Yep, no, 100%, Johnny. You're 100% right.
Yep,
When
yep.
I was in New Zealand, they had the CGI Thunderbirds done by the Weta Workshop, and they had all the models and stuff. 2019, I was in Wellington and got to go to Weta and saw how they saw the models. Like, the models were so brilliant that in the kitchen, which you would only ever see in a wide shot of the Tracy Villa, they had pots and pans, like tiny little pots and pans on the stove. And the table was set for breakfast. Like, you would never see it in the show, but the detail was there so brilliantly that there were tiny knives and forks and plates on the table, because the table was set for whatever meal it was. It was absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So, don't, Perrin, be very careful taking the PISS out of me about anything Thunderbirds, my son. Get your affairs in order if you do.
Megan and I used to love that show, the Thunderbirds.
Megan, let me just say, look, Megan, I wasn't taking a piss out of you at all.
Just saying.
I admire you so much because you know all of this stuff. If I wasn't married already, I'd marry you if you'd have me. I love it that you know so much about this stuff.
That was what, but my family, I mean, they think I'm a geek, a nerd, whatever. I have a doctorate in the nerd arts with major in geekdom. I love this stuff. I love pop culture.
Yes, but Megan, please believe me. It couldn't be further from the truth that I was taking a piss out of you.
Oh, no, I'm just saying.
I love hearing you talk about. But Megan, look, I could talk to 165-year-old guys, and they wouldn't know as much about it as you do. That's the only thing that shocked me. That's all.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Far from the truth. I love the fact that Right. Nobody knows about Supercar
Worries,
or
Ellie.
Fireball XL5.
Well, as I said, I was very blessed with my grandmother who didn't always know what the shows were, but if I wanted to watch Thunderbirds or that kind of thing, like, well, you can see here on my avatar, this is Vault Boy from Fallout, the video games in the show. I worked out last night that I have played Fallout, the video game, for 27 years on the 10th of the 10th. So,
Wow.
I'm going to show off a little bit. This is my Xbox controller. Oh, it's glaring because
Oh, you haven't, Megan, you're disappointing me. You haven't put any bling on it.
This one was 3D printed. So this was my Easter gift from my mum because I don't eat chocolate. Amazing what $160 will get you. No, it's all blinged out, Johnny. I don't need to put anything on it. But because I played sport, parent, but a lot of times I was really sick as a child. So what was I watching? I was watching Thunderbirds in Hospital or Star Trek or Batman, and I'm really.
What about Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea?
Yeah, Land of the Lost, Land of the Giants. I can remember those type of shows. So
I still got a model kit of that in my garage.
yeah, I mean, I love all. Like you
it's
can't see here, but one wall, one side of my shelf is all Fallout. It's all Fallout. Star Wars behind me.
No, it's good you're into that. It's just a hobby. Good.
Yeah, it's a hobby, but it's also what I love. I have 4,800 individual Funko Pop figures, from everything from Jaws to Hellraiser to Fallout.
Megan, I'm loving this so much. Can I ask you one more?
Yep.
It's not a trick question.
No, sure.
Just but one more question.
Yep.
What we both know, Batman's butler was called Alfred.
Mm-hmm.
What was his second name?
Alfred Pennyworth. Are you even trying?
Oh, fuck.
Come on, if you're going to test me on Batman trivia, make it a little more difficult.
Oh, no, I got that. No, okay, the second part of the question. Have you seen the Pennyworth series?
Yes, I have.
What do you think?
I liked it, but I had just finished.
Oh, I absolutely loved it. It's one of my favorite TV shows.
Let me tell you why. I had just finished watching Gotham, which was the origin story of the young Bruce Wayne becoming Batman. And Sean Pertwee, whose father was Doctor Who, was playing Alfred.
Bill?
John Pertwee.
Right. John, sorry,
Alfred. So to me, while I liked Pennyworth, my Alfred from watching Gotham was Sean Pertwee. But that's not to say I didn't enjoy Pennyworth, the series. I just like Sean a little bit more.
I loved it so much. The fact that Batman's butler was ex-SAS.
Exactly. Yeah. You saw it, like I love, as I said, the Nolan Batman movies. I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan. Absolutely loved Oppenheimer. Saw it 4 times in 3 days. And you look at Michael Caine, and knowing that Alfred was SAS, and you sort of look at Michael Caine, who I adore as an actor, going, I don't see SAS, but Michael Caine could kick your ass if he absolutely had to, you know. But yeah, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I would say it's my favorite iteration of the Batman.
This is the first time we've talked, and I know you want to go, but I've enjoyed it so much. Hope you come back soon. I've loved it.
Parent, the only reason I'm not staying longer is I was up for 4 days for the NFL draft over the weekend, and I'm still trying to catch up on my sleep. So.
Understood. The only reason I started asking you questions was just to make you hang on longer. Because you said, right, guys, Right, guys, I'll go. And I had to keep you a bit here for a little while.
Yeah,
Lovely
and
chat.
Johnny and Clarky are so enthused in the conversation. Clarky's just sitting there going,
I'm learning. I listen to what you're saying. Yeah,
but
it's
I do
amazing.
have to go, boys, because I do need some
All right.
much needed sleep. I just wanted to pop
Megan,
in.
aren't the Sea Eagles taking a dive again this week?
I'm a Seahawks fan and a in rugby league. I'm a Broncos fan.
Broncos is Queensland. You live in bloody New South Wales.
Yes, my dear, but I'm closer to I'm closer to Queensland than I am to Sydney.
Ah, yeah, but
And
I
my
tell you what,
father-
if you'd be closer to go to Sydney to watch a game than you would go to bloody Townsville.
Because that's true, but if I'm going to watch the Broncos, I'm watching them at Suncorp in Brisbane. Just saying, 6 hours to Brisbane, 9.5 south to Sydney.
Well, actually, Sydney should have a big fence around it. Enter at own risk written on it.
Enter at own risk, yeah. But no, but I do have to. I'm really lagging today, so I do have to either have a hit of coffee or get some sleep. But I do love chatting to you boys. Mr. Clark, always a pleasure.
No worries.
And
thank you.
likewise, and ditto. And Mr. Siam, I will be coming back for trivia, but I thought I'd let somebody else win for a change.
Well, the thing is, Megan, once again, YouTube didn't send out the thingos because they did it the other week and all the rest of it.
Mhm.
And I thought, well, that's wonderful. And this afternoon at 1 o'clock, I put up the thingos. Yeah, we're doing trivia.
Yep.
And then tonight I noticed, hang on, there's been nothing going out. I thought, well, obviously I'm going to have to start doing my own bloody PR work because
Oh yeah, we had some trouble with that during the draft as well. You know, people go, oh, we didn't know you were on. Well, we're always on during the draft. Yeah, YouTube is playing silly buggers with the notifications, I think. So,
I think YouTube, I know you're listening. What you've done is stuffed up a wonderful platform, and you're the ones at fault.
and you're the ones that still want to take our money to be subscribers and whatnot. That's what does.
Oh, they want to try and piss us around and dictate to us and all the rest of it. Interesting.
Hang on, people. Hang on. YouTube is free for everybody, okay? There'll be no commercials on YouTube.
Of course not, Clarky.
But if you have an ad blocker, you can't come on, so you don't have to worry about it.
No, that's the thing.
That's how they pumped it all those years ago.
Yeah. But anyway, fellas, I'm going to love you and leave you. Enjoyed the chat as always. And if I hadn't been up for 4 days, I'd stay longer and chat more. But I have and I can't, so I won't.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Megan.
Just one more question, Megan. No, I'm only joking.
Bugger off. Hey, Perrin, I'm going to tell you what
that was my impersonation of Columbo. Just one more thing.
Perrin, I'm going to let you guess what my 2 favorite letters of the alphabet are, and you've got 5 seconds to guess them before I tell you. Those letters are F-U.
Yeah.
I love
That was
you.
easy.
Not tonight, brother. Not tonight.
You said I gave you easy questions. That was just as easy.
Yeah.
But I bet you love Columbo as well.
I love Peter Falk, but I never watched
Who
Columbo.
in their right mind liked Columbo? That was crap.
No, it wasn't. It was a good show.
Oh, Tony.
It was Peter Falk.
Fucking brilliant.
It was Peter Falk doing Peter
Number
Falk.
96 was on at the same time. Who wants to watch Columbo dribbling around in his friggin' raincoat, the drop kick, when you could watch Abigail? No comparison.
I know what number 96 is, and I know why you were watching it, Johnny Siam, and you can't tell me that's not why you were watching it.
Well, that just proves that I'm not gay, Megan.
It's a filthy program. It was a filthy program.
No. it does prove that, Johnny, or you're very good at hiding it. No judgment from me either way, my friend.
Oh, look,
Megan, I
I
never used to
don't
watch that
care.
shit.
Whichever,
I just couldn't be
whatever's
bothered
up or
watching that.
down.
Was just blasphemy. I used to sit down and watch just documentaries like Prisoner and
Oh,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
you used to like
Yeah,
Aldo
still
Godolpho.
Yep. All right, guys. I am
See
going
you,
to
Megan.
love you and leave
See you,
boys.
Megan.
Take care, everyone.
Take care, Megan. Lovely talking to you. What
Actually,
a lovely
Stephen,
lady.
that was a big thing in Australia. What was it called, John?
the
Number
box.
96. No, number 9. Oh yeah, I forgot about the box. Number 96 was a program in Australia. I think it was released in England. And one night they had this chick on there that did the full like fucking nudity shit.
The full
The whole of
Monty.
Australia watched it. Yeah, the whole of Australia watched it. God, she was fucking gorgeous.
And she was very top heavy, well endowed. It was kind of like it was all the English know neighbours. That's a woke version of what number 96 is. Was
Yeah, it was good.
yeah. Debs, your oldest, the funeral director. We'd be making the money because everybody's dying to give him some. Actually,
Right, I'm gonna test your Australian TV knowledge.
okay,
Do you remember a series called Spy Force
I do.
Yeah.
with
Blonde-headed-
Jack Thompson?
The
With Jack
black blonde.
Thompson.
There, I was just going to say. I was just
yeah,
going to
that's
say
funny.
the blonde-headed fella that you're going to refer to is Jack Thompson. And what did
Yeah.
you say? Well, with Jack Thompson, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, I've just googled it because I couldn't remember the German man's name.
Oh, it'll be Hans Gruber or something like that.
No, Peter Sumner. But that was a great series because it was. We're talking 1970s.
It was based on
And-
on truth.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, that was in New Guinea.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But Johnny, I didn't know this as a young man. And the only
'Cause
good thing about it was you occasionally saw tits on it.
Yeah, but you've
And
heard of
the name I didn't need to go Google was Katie Wild. God, was she super. And occasionally she got her tits out.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
No. But I'm happy you remember it. Fuck me, Spy Force. It was shown on UKTV at about 11:30 at night because it was considered risky. Great series.
Debs, you might be able to get it on the internet. It's actually a Pommy show. Not that I like to promote Pommy shows, but it's actually set in the islands and stuff like that of San Moritz. It's called Death in Paradise. If you should be able to find that on the internet. That's a good watch, Debs. You might like that.
Yeah, not my cup of tea.
Here's a Pom saying a Pommy production isn't his cup of tea.
No, it's not. You can almost guess who. You can guess who the murderer was.
The butler didn't do it.
Yeah, but it's that sort of thing. You can guess who did it.
It's
very
entertaining.
And as soon as you get the most famous actor on one of these movies, you almost guarantee he's the one that did it. I don't like it.
I've liked it for years. It's not the best around, obviously, but the setting of it, and the bit of portrayal of life and stuff like that in those islands, and which is pretty close to the mark.
Yeah.
That part of it, just taking in the whole thing as entertainment value, Not that we're all going to be Sherlock Holmes or anything like that, but you know, it's a bit of fun.
But I don't follow it. Look, it's not just that one. I don't follow it. We have another big favourite in the UK called Midsummer Murders.
Yeah, I can't stand
and all
that.
it does is show off England for about 2 weeks in the summer. There's always cricket on the green. It's always too glamorous, and always the most famous actor is always the one that killed the person. I hate him. It doesn't interest me at all. But look, I'm not into controversy here, but they just don't interest me at all. They're boring.
Look, everybody's entitled to their opinion. You can shut up, man. Yeah, that's exactly the thing. We all have our likes and dislikes as far as what we call entertainment.
Johnny, I love movies that you get to almost the end and then you're totally shocked by the end of it. Good idea would be the Seven. Seven is a brilliant movie.
Oh, that was fucking sick, that. Oh.
Yeah, but it's a brilliant movie. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'll give you an Australian actor one. Momentum with Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
Where he's got the memory of a goldfish, and he's tattooed all his body about clues to who killed his wife.
Memory of a goldfish. I know an English gent, although he's not really English. He claims to be English, but the whole thing about it, he's got a memory like a goldfish too. Yeah. If he didn't have his board of directors, writing his script, he'd be fucked. Anyhow, that's. But the thing is,
I just got that.
the thing is, the real part about it. There's different movies I like. Like Stephen and I were talking about a Netflix thing. What was that one? Oh shit. Yeah, anyhow, it doesn't matter. It went on for 40 or 50 episodes.
Oh yeah. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was good.
But it was bloody good. And when it finished, I thought, fuck, what am I going to watch now? That was a bloody good one.
Why are those 50 episodes all good? Or do you just get in the habit of comfortable TV?
Well, the thing is, I got into it. I enjoyed it. I suppose I got into the moment, and because there was only other shit on the TV, and I watched that, and I thought, yeah, that's good. Sometimes I watch 2 or 3 episodes, or I just watched the one, depending on what I was doing myself in real life. But when it finished, I was kind of, oh fuck, what am I going to watch now?
Well, there's other series, the long ones though, John. The last series they do is usually fucking shit.
Well, I watched like Netflix. I watched that Manifest, and I got into it a bit. And I thought, what a waste of time this shit is.
Yeah.
And that was about halfway through. And a lot of stuff like that. But I've watched a few good ones on Netflix or even TV. There's a little bit of stuff every now and again on TV that I kind of, just about write it down to say, oh, that's on, But it all depends on.
Serious question, gentlemen.
Yes.
Are we okay for another 15 minutes? Can I get another beer, or do you want to call it quits?
You go and get another beer.
All right.
Get
Back in a
two.
bit.
Get two. We'll go for 30.
No. 15 minutes. I
Go
don't
to
buy the
cold chicken.
I haven't got any left. I tell you what, Stephen, shows how lovely your life is and how shit my life is. You know what I've got tonight? Fried fucking rice. That's all. That's all.
What's wrong with that?
That's all I got, though. That's all.
A good fried rice should have some meat in it. It'll have eggs, some vegetables.
No, Johnny, I can tell you why it doesn't have the prawns in it. Because my granddaughter has pinched all the prawns out of it.
As you
I'm
do.
just left with the.
So in other words,
She looks at it and says, every girl for themselves.
in other words,
What about
you've been left with the fucking sweepings from the floor that everybody else didn't want.
what
And-
about my kids, Steve? You buy a pizza and you don't eat it all, you put it in the fridge. The kids wake up in the morning wondering I'm kicking them all around the house. All they want to do is eat the top off it. The fucking crust.
Yeah. I
Right,
love pizza, but I don't like the pizza base.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what amazes me, Stephen, when you're, he's gone. When you go to like a shop to like Macro or something, and they're going in, they're picking out all the good prawns. They're going through a whole lot of it. And next person, they pick out the good prawns or gong, whatever you want to call them. And what happens to the last person that goes there? Jesus Christ! You try to do that in Australia. Take a fucking scoop and that's it. And everybody gets the same.
You know, the thing is, they get the little tongs. I like that one. And
They go
I like that
for
one.
everyone, John. Everyone. They're only fucking big boys.
Yeah.
But anyway, same with the meat. Some of the meat, though, you know, with their pork and it, they inspect every fucking one of them and throw back the stuff they don't like. But I'll have that anyway. You know.
Well, the thing is, you don't want sinew in the meat. If you don't want your fat layer running through the, depending on the way it's cut and all the rest of it. What you're looking for is value for money, and you want nice lean, fairly lean, without anything that you're going to have to cut out of it, so it's just 100% usable. Because let's face it, you pay per kilogram. That's savvy.
But you go to a supermarket in Australia, if there's a heap of gully prawns, whatever you want to call them. There's a big table of them. They'll get a scoop, just go bang into the bag, and that's your fucking serving.
That's what you get. Yeah.
Yes, but in Asia, you can pick out all the fucking good ones first. So if there's half a tray there in Thailand, it's fucked. Broken, it's fucking rotten, and I don't get it, John.
Well, look, it's their style of shopping, and that. At least they've got tongs. At least they've got tongs, because I've seen places in Asia where everybody's going through the meat with their bare hands and God knows what. And you get a bit further down the track in the day, and you go, well, how many bastards have been bloody, poking and prodding at you and throwing you around? No, I'll pass. I'll eat rice tonight.
Yeah.
That's it. That's why you're better off getting to the markets, at 4 o'clock in the morning than 4 in the afternoon.
Yes. Well, anyway. Yeah, I go to I bought an air fryer. So I go to Macros every now and then and buy some food. And I don't eat that much. Just cook my own food. I don't know what's in it then. I bought myself a Breville. Go have the Breville. What those
a Breville what?
Toasty. Make toasties?
Oh, yeah. So you're making ham, cheese and tomato toasties?
Yeah, virtually. And bought an air fryer.
An air fryer.
fucking 40.
Oh,
30 fucking bucks.
yeah, but the whole part about it, I can imagine the cuisine. What are we having for breakfast? Oh, we're going to have an egg and bacon toasty, and we're going to follow it up with some chicken wings.
Yes. Exactly right. Look, I made a decision, John. I've been coming back a few times, and I thought, fuck it, I'll buy an air fryer. Fuck it, I'll buy a fucking Rebel. I bought a kettle as well, just in case. A lot of the hotel rooms they haven't got kettles now. You can't make yourself a cup of coffee.
You go down the foyer. They've got hot water in the foyer. You got to carry a cup of fucking water 4 stories in the fucking air without spilling it.
Now, John, I haven't even got that.
They
give you a rock hard pillow. Oh, would you like another pillow? Cost you 25 baht.
Oh, they're catching on to the Western world.
So what did I do? I went and bought 2 fucking pillows. I just fucking bought them. Fuck it. Cost $100 bucks.
Mr. Clark, you do seem really happy.
He is. He's complaining. He's complaining about stuff. So obviously he's happy.
I'll just accept
No, he's not. He's saying, look, I bought the cattle. I bought the. No, you do seem very content.
Yeah.
Good luck to you, mate.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, those kind of things are like food is cheap. All right, you might have to walk down the road a bit or whatever. But
John, hang on.
If you just want a snack,
you get sick of it, John. So
yeah, I know.
I can cook English food. I can cook a fucking chicken if I want to. You can cook whatever. Like you do in there, fryer.
But like well, put it this way, I wouldn't walk past a 5-star chicken place without getting the chicken breasts and the dimmies.
Yeah. You're not as good as John.
I was just going to say that last time I was over, it has gone downhill a little bit. Actually, like a mine shaft, a lot. Yeah, but that's okay. It's still not too bad. The old 5-star chicken's not bad stuff.
But I mean, if you wanted a steak, if you're at home, John, and you wanted a steak or something, chuck it in the air fryer. Go to Macro or whatever. Buy yourself a steak, whack it in there and blah blah. But you go and try and buy one of those at a restaurant.
No, actually, when Nitsa was over there, she'd go to these Mugatar places, and they'd say, "Oh, we've got Australian beef," and it'd be brisket off some old worn-out Frisian cow that just about died of old age, and like she's spoiled here. We get top beef from a top processing plant that actually exports as well at bloody good prices. And we go down the supermarket and you walk along the meat, the beef and that beef mainly, and some of the lamb. You walk along there and you just go, you got to be joking. Yeah. I bought
So go on, John. Go on.
I was just going to say what they want for loin chops, for instance. A tray of these little loin chops that are the meat's about the size of 2.5 inches round, yeah. And you say, well, hang on, I just bought double the weight of that for half the money. Off the supplier. So we don't buy a lot of meat at supermarkets or anything like that. We buy it direct from, always have done, really. But the downside of that is you're buying full cuts. You're not buying 4 chops. You're buying 12s. So
sorry, go on.
Yeah, so the investment is higher, but the whole part about it is you know, once you open up the package, you know, that's when you cook today, and tomorrow type of thing. If you want the same, if not, you just individually pack them and put them in the freezer because it's all Cryovac stuff. Man, I age it all. Yeah, go ahead.
I can't understand why in Thailand it's fuck all ham, and if you do find it, it's very expensive. It's not.
It is with the amount of pork.
Here.
Well, the amount of pork that's around, I look. I've noticed that as well. I would have thought there would have been plenty of ham, but maybe they don't know how to make it. But ham is a process all of its own.
What I did find was pork belly, right? Now you buy that from Macro. Now you can't get fucking bacon here, no matter what you it's just ridiculous. Unless you go down to Patty, down to I can't remember the place. But pork belly, I bought some and I used to use it in the restaurant when I had the restaurant. Fuck, it tastes like bacon. It's exactly like bacon. It's salty. It's been fucking smoked, and it's as cheap as fuck. It's something like $120 a fucking kilos. You get this much fucking bacon. It's fucking nuts.
Well, it's not.
Ever tried that, Steve?
Well, he'll be back in a moment. Maybe he did a U-turn.
No, I'm here. Look, I'm just listening. Lieutenant Nescafe says I talk too much, so I'm trying to listen more than I talk. But no, you're right.
And how's that going for you, Steve? Is that working out for you, Steve?
Not so well. Not so well.
Bacon's not hard to make, actually. It's very easy.
But pork belly's already cut the size, right? It's usually about like that, like sort of. They come in lumps, and you just peel off the fucking bottom. It's fucking bacon. It's fucking cheap.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste like bacon, does it? Really?
But it tastes better than fucking Thai bacon, Steve.
Yeah. Point taken.
Seriously, next time you're at Macro, try buy some pork belly, just a little bit, and try it. And it comes in lumps like that, and you got to peel it off. So bacon, right? And try and cook it, and give it a good cook. It's salty. It just tastes like fucking bacon, mate. It really does. Give it a go next time you're in there. Pork belly. Yeah, very good.
I know bacon is the thing that turns vegetarians back into being herbivorous or meat eaters.
Carnivores.
But I've sort of carnivores, yeah. I've sort of gone off bacon. Don't really enjoy it as much as I used to.
That's because you can't find a good one. Try the pork belly. Next time at Macro's, get a pork belly.
There are a few bars you can find it in Pattaya, and that's tasty. It's nothing great.
Pattya's the only place in Thailand that sells fairly decent bacon. The rest of the fucking country, mate, forget it.
But even that is not as good as you can go and buy in a local supermarket.
Another thing I find strange is salami. You can't get fucking decent salami. I mean, if you do find it, I mean, Jesus Christ. You're looking at $800, $900, which is in English, what's that? About 30 fucking bucks for a fucking sausage. That's a big. I don't understand it. I always love it, but what's that, mate? What's fucking? Oh, he's gone. What is that? That's made of beef, isn't it? Beef. No, Johnny's gone. Beef, I think it's made. I don't know. Johnny makes it actually. Salami, but so. Just amazes me some of the stuff that's not available here. It's quite easy to make. Amazing.
I would guess there's many people who have tried to go to Thailand and do that sort of stuff. I'm surprised it hasn't worked because there's so many things that we would love. I mean, there are expat shops.
Not only us, all the Thais fucking love decent bacon. They love fucking ham. They really do. Salami, they'll fucking kill for it. But why is it being made? I just don't get it. And the price of cheese is fucking ridiculous. It's
yeah. And if you go just northeast of me, there's half a dozen dairy farms.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't they produce cheese? Thai cheese. Cheese is quite easy to produce if you got the milk.
If you cross the border into Laos or Cambodia, it's cheaper. It's a normal cheese is a normal price. You know, you can buy salami, you can buy ham across the border.
Gentlemen, pause.
Yes.
Debs is the only one in the chat, so we've got to. I'll just read it. I can highlight it. No, I can't highlight it. Just bought a ham at the grocery store. Was too good a sale to resist. $11 for a 3.5 pound ham. Shanghai. Oh, Debs, that sounds so good.
Yeah, nice.
Bought a bag of dry beans in order to make a 16 bean soup. Oh.
Yeah.
Shut up, Debs. We can't get that. Nah.
I don't think I've ever seen a leg of ham in Thailand, ever.
No.
One thing you miss.
I mean, macro is just crazy, isn't it? You get all the Chinese restaurants coming in there.
Yeah.
Filling up with all the shit.
Yeah. The problem with macro, Steve, is macro.
Don't misunderstand me. I don't know what it's like anywhere else in the world, but you can buy a really good chicken breast for half of a pound, 50 pence. So 3 chicken breasts cost you £1.50.
The problem
sorry, man.
There's no. The problem is there's no opposition to macro. Macro is it. So your market seller in your stalls, they go to macro, they buy it, then they sell it to you. So why don't you go directly to macro? Macro sells directly to the public. The problem I see in Thailand was macro needs an opposition. You know, whoever that might be.
Yeah. And
that'll force them, because macro dictates the price in Thailand. They've got the monopoly on everything, which is not good in any society, I don't think. But anyway, whatever. I just go to the macro and buy shit. Yeah.
No, you're right, Stephen. Yeah. They do, but it's still cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, in Tasmania, how much would you pay for a decent chicken breast?
About the same price. Yeah.
What, 50 pence? $1?
What's no. For a chicken breast, I don't know if that's John.
It would be three pounds in England. In England, for one chicken breast, and I'm only remembering back to when I was buying it. Chicken breast, £3.
About 100 baht for 2.
Yeah, Thailand.
No, here. No, not here. Fucking Australia.
In Australia? Wow.
Yeah.
No, it's much
chicken's cheap. Our meat's very cheap in Australia, Steve. And vegetables.
No, in England, a decent chicken breast is £3 for one.
That's $6. Jesus. I know, ask Johnny. You probably know better than I would.
Johnny kills his own chickens. His chickens are free.
But that's the thing with Johnny. He makes them as pets and then he murders them. Did you see that little thing he chopped their heads off with? It was disgusting. Yeah. Wasn't good. Little quails. Remember Rusty? Rusty ended up in the fry pan. I don't know. Sounded better though. All right, how are we going there? Looks like we've all dropped off. Yeah.
I'm just
excuse me. Sorry, go on, John. I'm going to go to the fridge, mate. Back in a sec.
Yeah, you're right. I was just reading your comment, Debs. I'll put it up on the screen. I just bought a ham at a grocery store. Was good. Hang on. Was too good a sale to resist. $11 for 3.5 pound. Bone on. Yeah, so you didn't get a lot of meat. Bought a bag of dry beans in order to make, P&M soup. Yeah, it will be. I used to do hams, and I'd buy me legs and shortcut the shank end. I'd mix a little bit of salt with pineapple and mango juice and the number 2 cure. And I'd pump it, and the main arterial vein, make sure you get as much as you can get up, because that goes right throughout the whole thing. And it pump it till it couldn't hold, it swells up when you pump the fluid into it. And then put it on a tray and put it in the fridge until it drained, and then hang it so it drained a bit more, and then a bit of salt around it, and a bit of brown sugar, and leave it for about a week, because the brown sugar and the salt draw out the moisture, and that brings your pineapple juice and your mango juice and all that back out through it. And whack that in the smoker for about 12 hours. Absolutely beautiful stuff.
Mm.
So that's, I
remember.
no.
Go on, John.
Yeah, well, like I say, over in Thailand, I usually make my own bacon, because most of it's shit. I'll go up the market, and the meat is still, the muscles in the meat are still moving when I say, no, don't cut it the way you cut it normally. Cut this bit of meat out of here, and you virtually get you're virtually there, and cut it there and down and around, and buy that, which you're paying 2 bits of stuff all for it. Take it home, whack it in the fridge for a day or so, and let it dry out a bit. And then, like I say, it's only salt and brown sugar. Put it in that, and then smoke it.
Okay. Do you know, many years ago, John, back probably 95, I came to Thailand. And, we're from the West and we're coffee drinkers, right? I could not find a decent fucking cup. The only thing, I don't think they had many McDonald's, you couldn't even get a coffee there. And they just weren't into coffee in Thailand, but up north they were, obviously. And I remember trying to find a fucking cup of coffee. You couldn't find one, mate. If you did, there was one shop, and you'd have to walk fucking mile. My mate said to me, we should open up a couple of coffee shops over here. Talking about what the Falungs need and shit. No, mate. Look at it now. It's fucking coffee shop on every fucking corner.
Yeah.
I think one thing that go good in Thailand would be fucking, parties and pies. The Thais would love them. But you don't see them yet. But you will in the future, I guess.
I think the funniest one of the lot, like when I go up in a village, I'll make enough seasoning up to do about 5 kilograms of sausages. Ooh. And I'll get over there, and I'll make up a few kilos of sausages. The extended family type of thing. So righto, there's 4 of them, they get 4. There's 2 of them, they get 2. But I take the runners over, which are pork runners, so that you get that snap when you bite into it and all the rest of it. And they love them. And then one day I said, I had some synthetic runner, and went out on the market, got some red dye, made up a batch. You know, I've left them overnight. Just a bit smaller and all the rest of it. Tied them up. Hot water with the red dye in them. Pulled them out. Hot dogs. There you go. Although the meat mix was exactly the same, every one of the people that got them, they'd swear black and blue. It was a totally different recipe.
Remember when we used to go to patio down where Kev was, I can't remember the bar. Used to go there and the guys come out around there every now and then. He'd have fucking pasties and pies on there, mate. Jesus Christ, and he'd get raped.
Yeah.
Everybody's attacking. He'd sell out that Kev's bar. But you can get some decent pies and pasties in patio, but up north, mate, forget it. But if the Thais sort of knew what they were and got on it, they'd be fucking phenomenal sellers.
You know, if you look at a 7-Eleven store, they've got everything. They've got pizza slices. They've got everything except for a decent pie or a pasty or a sausage roll.
Yep. And if the Thais got on them, mate, they'd sell it like fucking hotcakes.
Yeah, what the thing is, once they kind of go, oh shit, that's not too bad, and the prices are, the price has got to be right, and that's the hard bit, to make a pie of our standard at their prices, and that's where a lot of people.
Johnny, to be fair, it's rather like going into an English 7-Eleven. Tesco Extra, we have Tesco Extra, whatever. And saying, oh, there's no Thai food here that I like.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
They're going to go after what people like.
No, what we're saying
I follow what you're saying. In Pattaya, they could make it. If you sold pork pies in Pattaya, you'd make a fortune.
Yeah.
But there is a woman that drives around on the motorbike with the sidecar with the show that sells mushroom, chicken and mushroom pies, minced beef pies, Cornish pasties.
Yep.
She does okay, but their pies, I don't trust them. They're on that bloody scooter all day long.
Yeah,
and as much as I love eating them, there've been a few days where I woke up the next day thinking, "Oh, fucking hell, my gut."
Well, you know, we used
saying if you put pies into 7-Eleven, and the Thais knew what they were, and parties, I'd say, they'd be fucking huge sellers, but they don't know about it. But it's like the coffee story I was telling you, you know.
Yeah.
They didn't know what coffee was down in Pattaya and shit. They didn't know what coffee was. All of a sudden, they found out what coffee, or instant coffee. Found out what coffee. You got 3-in-1 coffee, blah, blah. There's a coffee shop on every fucking corner. Now?
Yeah, that's right. If you wanted a cup of coffee, it was
what happened before we died. The changes we have seen over the times we've been to Pattaya have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
They do have all these, as you say, the coffee shop is a great example. As you say, there are so many coffee shops in. I tend to think they're money laundering places because I never see any. I mean, you got Amazon that is reasonably busy.
I know a bloke that's gone into the coffee shops, and I don't think it's a money laundering place. It might be. It's where it hangs out to dry and somebody else collects it.
Johnny, I've never seen a busy coffee shop.
No, you don't want to.
Amazon's never look busy. I walk in and there's maybe 3 people in there on a good day, and they're all sitting there on their laptops, looking cool.
Yeah.
I've never seen a busy one.
Can I tell you a story?
I reckon
Steve?
they got fucking shit coffee, Steve. Amazon. It's
Can I tell
fucking
you?
garbage.
Can I tell you a story? Can I tell you a story, Steve?
Yes.
This is going back to the Russell stories. Me and me mate Russell, right? We're over in Thailand and we're travelling around, and we're in Pinsaluk, right? And we stayed in this hotel. It was in the old sector of the town. It wasn't too bad. Anyhow, we decided the hotel we're in that didn't serve breakfast or anything like that. We'll go for a walk around, and we thought, hang on, I've stuffed up with the accommodation here. Should have been more into town, you know. So we found this Amazon, and Russell says, I'll go and get us a coffee. Now, we'd worked together for 6 or 8 years. So he goes to get the coffee, and he comes back sitting on this table outside having a cigarette, contemplating this morning cup of coffee. And I said to him, it's fucking cold and it's got ice in it. He said, I pointed to the thing and told the girl 2 coffee.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. So I got up and I walked in. Same girl. Walked out about a couple of minutes later, and I said, there you go, have that. And he says, that's what I wanted. And I said, when she was going to put ice in it, she was probably asking if you wanted iced coffee. So, and you went, yeah, that coffee up there. Yeah,
that used to happen a lot.
Yeah, so I drank the 2 cups of hot coffee and made Russell drink the fucking cold shit. But Amazon. I've only ever. I think the busiest Amazon I've seen has had 5 people in it.
Oh.
You know,
the
they've got-
major shopping centres do pretty good, John. I mean, if they're in major shopping centres, they look pretty busy. But outside, I reckon, fuck. Petrol stations,
You know-
like let's take a petrol station. You see a lot of them in petrol stations, John.
Yeah.
They're fucking big. I don't like Amazon coffee. I really don't like it.
It's only just realistically, if you get the hot water, you go to 7-Eleven and get a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah.
It's better value, but the thing is, if you're into cakes and all that kind of stuff, Amazon coffee is a place to go. And if you're in Thailand, never ever go to a Black Canyon. They are a rip-off and it's shit.
Totally
Lovely.
changing the subject.
Yeah.
All right.
But more important, Bangkok is becoming a no-smoking city. Cigarettes.
Well, why are they selling them?
Yes, it is. It's Steve.
You know what I mean? When you walk around, there's almost nowhere you can go in Bangkok. In the business area, you know, in the normal area where you can't smoke. Signs everywhere.
It's become a dirty word. It's become a dirty word, Steve.
Yeah.
Same in Lumpang. There's very you can't smoke anywhere, really. It's a dirty word now. Yeah.
Well, how come? And there's another one. Why is Thailand not only a user but an exporter of tobacco? So that's two-faced bullshit. We want your money, but we'll tell you what you can do and what you can't do. But then again, they legalise marijuana. What are you going to do? Take that as a suppository?
Is anybody working in Thailand at the moment?
Well, that was with the way. Well, they realised they've stuffed up there.
I couldn't believe they did it, Don. I couldn't believe they fucking legalised it.
They went from hang you for having it to open slather.
Virtually, yep.
To open slather overnight.
Yep.
Well, I remember the story I did when we were doing Talkback. Nakhon Ratchasima. The Bangkok University bought heaps and heaps of land, old rice fields and stuff like that, for experimental growth of marijuana for medical reasons. And then what was it? After the disease we had to have, it's legalised. Well, where do you think most of the product came from?
Look, John, I got no objections to marijuana. If you want to smoke it, that's your business. A lot of my friends smoke. I sit down there smoke it, but I just doesn't do much for me, so I don't really smoke it. Well, I don't smoke it. But they don't want to go to work the next day.
Well, I don't, like I drink alcohol. I enjoy my few beers. But I always turn up to work and do my job. I've worked on plenty of jobs where every morning you're drug and alcohol tested. And I've never been turned away from going to work. But, the way it was opened up, slather, it'd be just about like Jamaica or something like that, where everybody's got, walking around with a bloody joint.
Quite honestly, here, I wouldn't know where to buy it. I've never seen any shops. When I was in Bangkok, I didn't see any shops. I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid, but I don't think it's...
I'm not going to answer that.
Maybe Paddy has got a lot there. I don't know. I don't really look for them. I really don't know.
Michael Caine tells a great story about taking cannabis. He says, imagine Michael Caine's life when he just became part of he just became semi-famous. And he was taken to a party by a woman. I delayed on the story. I can't remember the woman's name. But he was taken to a party by a really famous, beautiful actress. He said, I went to the party, I tried the cannabis, and I laughed for 5 hours. He said, I was outside on the street trying to get a taxi, and I was still laughing. So no taxi would help me get home. I had to walk home, and somebody pinched my girlfriend as well on that night. He said that was the first and last time I ever tried cannabis. Now look, that's the crux of the story. You want to hear Michael Caine say it. So funny.
I've never been to it, man.
Gentlemen, I'm going to call it a night. I've got no beer left.
Yeah,
it's been a great night. Is Johnny still there or is he gone? I'll wait till Johnny comes back if he's gone.
No, I'm here. I've been here all the time. I just, letting you talk.
That's unusual.
And talk.
Very nice.
Johnny,
I'm fucked too, mate.
Johnny, tell YouTube to fuck off, but it's still been fun. It's still been bloody good fun.
Yeah, we've had a bit of fun.
You can only control what you do in life. You can't control what other people do in life. YouTube want to be cunts, up to them. We still had great fun. Stephen, as always, a pleasure. Everybody in chats, it's been great. Catch you all next time. Good night, all.
Good night, Steve. Debs, I was reading your comment. When you salt everything and do all that, when you pull it out of that, you've got to really wash all the excess off and all that kind of shit. and then it won't be as salty. If that's a bit of a tip for you, Dibs.
Yes.
But I must.
McDonald's,
I tell you what, I think. You know, when I used to do a few different jobs, the old slow cooker was the go. You know, you prepare your stuff, throw it in of a morning, get home that night. You know, you could have veggies, you know, not roast veggies, but you know, your potatoes and the other pumpkin and all that kind of stuff. They'd be cooked, and put a chicken in, nicely cooked, nice and moist, the whole lot of it. You know, it's not going to be browned off and all that crap, but still good tucker.
Yeah. Yeah, well. I'm going to do my air fryer tonight, Johnny. I'm going to put my pork belly in there, imitation bacon, and
yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that there.
it's good.
What do they call it? Pre-cooked or something or whatever.
Pork belly.
Yeah, but it's pork belly, but it's labelled as pre-cooked or something.
Mm-hmm.
But
tastes like bacon to me.
yeah, well, the thing is, I wish they'd open their slices up a little bit because it's that thin you cut your lip.
No, this one I got today's all right.
Yeah.
Well, that was thick, but okay, does the job. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'll cook the living fuck of it so it's black and then eat it.
Why not?
Yeah. All right, mate. What do you want to do? You want to go or you want to stay?
Oh, I think we'll go.
All right.
But anyhow, thanks to everybody that's coming along and supported the channel tonight. Obviously, like I say, with YouTube not doing promos, I'm going to have to do it myself. So I'll be doing a few promos during the week. Just little lives that'll come up saying, don't forget Wednesday night or whatever. And hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday night. So thanks very much. Good night. Bye-bye.